Hello and welcome to Party Select, where two dudes and a guy who's their friend talk about the best thing there is, video games. My name is Shay. I will be your host today. I'm joined, as always, by Kyle. Hello, what's up?
I'm down here. Hello. I made it. I made it this time.
Are you on the bottom? Are you on the bottom this time?
I'm powering on the bottom.
I'm going to move on. Cody is here too.
I'm a top.
So does that mean am I the meat in this episode? Am I in the middle?
Yeah,
Why
more to
you
the side.
Why you gotta go there?
You know I'm the meat. Yeah, that's right.
Hello. Whoa, the confidence.
Hi. We are slightly delayed in posting this episode. If you can hear my voice, you probably can guess why. I have been sick. Cody was also sick, and we originally intended to record this on Black Friday, and we're not doing that. We're recording it several days later, which does influence.
Monday.
It does. I guess it is Cyber Monday. Woohoo! It's all meaningless now. Like Black Friday is like a whole month, the deals aren't deals. I see so many videos of people like going to a store and like lifting up the like, oh, it's Black Friday deal, $7.99, and they lift up the thing and like it's normally $7.99.
Yes,
it's all a scam, capitalism, man.
Yep.
But yeah, my quick question was oriented around Black Friday, or at least the timing of that. But I'm going to stick with it because I think it's a fun conversation. We are now out of season because we're into December now, but it's a Thanksgiving-oriented quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We all had various Thanksgiving meals, I assume.
Yeah.
What is your go-to fixin'? So we're not talking, are you a turkey or ham person? Like, I don't give a shit. Turducken, keep it. Fixins. As what's his face? Kenny would say from Eastbound and Down.
Look, you're the only one who lives in the South, technically. I don't know.
What is fixin'? What are your sides?
Okay.
All the fixins. It's all the stuff that comes with
I guess I thought fixins was like topping. I guess
or like like in a sandwich, the insides of the fixins.
Right. Yeah, it's context matters. But we're talking about a Thanksgiving meal. What's your side of choice?
Singular side.
Yeah, like what's your favorite one? Like if they don't have this, I'm bummed. Or this side makes the meal.
Mashed potatoes.
Specifically mashed potatoes?
Yes.
So if it's other kinds of potatoes, you're not happy?
No. They've got to be mashed potatoes at the Thanksgiving table. Yeah.
I'm going to disagree because pretty much any potato. That's the go-to thing. I love a good mashed potato. Kyle and my mother makes excellent mashed potatoes. The joke is always they're so smooth you could drink them through a straw, which is actually disgusting.
Yeah,
to actually do that. But you could. If you wanted to, you could. But my wife, she does really good like cheesy scalloped potatoes, so like sliced kind of thin. She also, this year she made a mashed potato casserole. So it's mashed potatoes with a little bit of the skin, but it's got cheese on top, bacon in it also. And it's just served as more of a casserole style dish.
Sure.
But my mother-in-law makes really good like garlic mashed potatoes. She leaves the skins in, does some onions and cheese in with them, which is also excellent. So just potatoes. That's my choice.
Okay.
That's fair.
Kyle, what about you? Something less starchy or?
No, I was going to say, I think it's mashed potatoes, I think, because it's the cure-all. If the turkey is dry, put it in the mashed potatoes. The mashed potatoes will enable you to
get a little bit of mashed potatoes and then a little bit of whatever else. You can just combine it on the fork.
Yeah, and it's like a glue, so you can put stuff in it; it'll stick. So, like if you're having food that's like hard to eat, like peas or corn, put a little mashed potato on there, and then it binds the small pieces of food together into a bite-sized, wonderful little snack. So I think mashed potatoes is the most. That's like my utilitarian option. I love good mashed potatoes if they are good, but they can be really bad. And like if they don't have butter, some people put sour cream in them. I think that's fine. But if they don't have enough butter or oil or whatever, they're still slightly lumpy, like whatever it is. There are a lot of things that can go wrong with mashed potatoes. in my opinion. So good mashed potatoes I've found are kind of hard to find, but when they hit, they hit. I do prefer like the little baby red potatoes, like roasted. Usually like with, like onion or something, like onion and garlic.
Onions, yep.
That's what Kara and I made this year.
Throw some peppers in there.
Yeah, that's what Kara and I made this year. We made like chopped up or diced little baby red potatoes with onions and garlic. A healthy dose, an unhealthy dose of olive oil, as you do. A little bit of rosemary and thyme, salt, pepper. We have a special pepper blend that we really like that we threw in there. But the real sealing the deal on our potatoes this year was I got a nice juicy orange. I cut it up and I put it on top of the potatoes while I baked it. I didn't zest it or anything. It was nice and juicy. So I just put it on top of the potatoes while I baked it, threw them out, mixed the potatoes up, and I put a little bit of crushed red pepper flakes in there because the citrus and the spice set each other off and accentuate all the other flavors in the potatoes, like the spices and the pepper and stuff. And that was really good because it was just like a little bit of citrus, a little bit of heat, and then you get plenty of that like pepper and salt flavor off of them. And like I just think red potatoes are a little more flavorful anyways. Yeah,
it sounds good.
They were
to roast for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll take a baked potato also, but if you're gonna like roast them and chop them up, the red potatoes are like purple potatoes, things like that. Do you guys do gravy on your mashed potatoes?
Kara likes gravy. I've never made gravy. We're just not a gravy family on our side. But Kara is, and so they've definitely been missing. They've been missing gravy in their life since their parents moved away. So.
Yeah, my in-laws always do gravy, and I don't really do it on the potatoes. But this year, like I dropped some on the turkey, which is like fine and good.
Yeah,
but I'm not a big gravy person. Potatoes are clean, you know.
What about, to sort of flip your question on its head? What is the overrated side dish at the table?
Most other ones, in my opinion, like sweet potatoes. No, thank you. The broccoli casserole or a green bean casserole. No, thank you. My mother-in-law does like more fresh, crispy green beans. All about that. But like the casserole with I don't even know what, the mushrooms and stuff in it. Disgusting. The stuffing. I'm also like stuffing. No,
I don't
thank
do
you.
Stuffing either. Just
I
make
mostly
the,
just
make
want
the turkey nice and moist with like a little bit of a glaze on the outside. That's all you need.
I like sides. Like give me she does a like a tomato and cucumber salad with onions and like this like Italian kind of dressing. Super refreshing and crisp. I'll take some roasted carrots. I'll do mac and cheese.
Some corn.
Corn, absolutely, or like asparagus. Like give me any other kinds of vegetables but stuffing and sweet potatoes. Those are the big no-nos for me. Those are very southern things that I'm just not about.
I do like a baked sweet potato.
It's sweet and potato. It just doesn't go together for me.
It is both those
something
things.
about it. Something about it is just gross. And then people like extra sweeten it. They'll put like whatever cinnamon and marshmallow and shit on top.
Yeah. It kicks ass. Butter, like brown sugar, cinnamon, and sometimes like a little bit of marshmallow stuff. I don't really usually do the marshmallow, but I'll do the butter and the brown sugar, cinnamon. It's very good. I'll also just eat a sweet potato with butter on it. I don't need the cinnamon, but there's like it makes it like a little bit of. If I do that, I don't need a dessert.
Sure. Yeah. And that's what I'm like. It kind of fits that in that dessert mold, and I don't want that as a dessert
potato.
Yeah. What about you, Cody? You're the pickiest one of us.
Yeah, I mean, I don't eat a lot of stuff, so a lot of it's overrated in my opinion.
You say no to everything.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Well, I imagine there was some good eating and some good gaming / napping post Thanksgiving. We're in like, I don't want to say scramble mode because I don't think any of us are panicking about playing stuff, but we're getting down to it. Are you panicking about playing stuff?
A little bit.
Okay.
There's a lot of things.
There's a lot of stuff. I guess, yeah, I shouldn't speak for you guys. I'm being very intentional about not panicking, because I would be panicking, because I do all the time, but I'm like choosing just, you know what? If I don't play it, I don't play it. This is life.
That's big of you.
But I feel like there has been a ton of stuff that we're trying to play.
Yeah.
And then when I look at the list, and there honestly, not that we didn't play a lot of games, but there wasn't a lot of big stuff this month. But as far as our agenda goes, we've got a couple of big things to chat about. Our game select from last month, which was The Outer Worlds 2. I played some Black Ops 7. I have some opinions about Black Ops 7. And then, Kyle, you were playing Dragon Quest 1 and 2 Remake, which I'm very excited to hear about. And then I have a bunch of random-ish game stuff. Some retro stuff, some emulation-style stuff.
Contributing to the panicking of not playing new games.
Yeah.
Because I keep playing old games.
Random nonsense. Hey, man, if it brings you joy, you know?
Yeah.
We were going to do a quick prediction for the Game Awards, what we think is going to take home the crown for Game of the Year. And then we also are going to do a little segment on our most anticipated games of 2026, which is a good setup for something we've got coming later in the month, which we'll talk about at the end of the podcast. And then Fantasy Critic update, which will be our last. I guess we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
At some point,
we'll have the
debrief.
done. Yeah.
There are
probably
still a couple
for
of games.
Probably for flagship January.
Yeah,
We'll
maybe
be
January
that.
flagship. We can wrap it up. But yeah, we'll do an update on Fantasy Critic, and then side quests. So like other games we've been playing beyond those big ones, we're going to chat about. Got a couple of emails, which is very exciting, and then we'll get into December's game releases, our game select for December, and then what we're doing is party select in December, which is a lot. We have a lot planned, which I am panicking.
Yes, I am. Yes. In addition to everything, I am panicking because I have to edit all the videos too. So,
Ooh, true.
there's a lot of editing.
Yeah. But that's kind of the agenda. Before we dive into it, Cody, I know you had flagged, you had taken a little trip to Philadelphia a couple of weeks ago now, right? 2 weeks ago?
Can I give you a good transition segue by drinking my Taco Bell drink?
Sure. Taco Bell is definitely pertinent into the story. So just that's sort of the core of the story that I do want to bring up. But I did go to Philly. My wife's father is from Philadelphia. He is an Eagles NFL fan.
Gross.
Just having grown up there. My wife and I they're our second team because we are Detroit Lions fans through and through. So anyway, the Lions played the Eagles a couple weeks ago in Philadelphia. And so sort of as a Christmas gift all to each other, my wife, my brother-in-law, and my father-in-law all pitched in and bought some tickets and went to Philadelphia for the weekend. We got to spend that Saturday we were there with my wife's family and see everyone, and then we went to the game on Sunday and came home Monday. All in all, Philadelphia is not a city I would ever go back to for pleasure.
Is this the first time you have been there?
It's the first time I had been there.
Okay.
First time my wife had been in like, I don't know, 8 years or so. I mean, it'd been a while. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't super impressed, as far as big city downtowns go. Chicago and New York just have it beat like tenfold. And I'd rather go to either one of those. Anyway, not the point of the story here. Unfortunately, Detroit did lose that game, and that was a bummer. And the people were not very nice after the game. But nonetheless, that Saturday we got in Friday night. And once we got in, it was myself, my wife, and my brother-in-law. My father-in-law wasn't coming in till on Saturday. We got in real late on Friday, and we're hungry. We didn't eat at the airport, so we want to grab a bite to eat. And it's super late. We're not sure where we are. We're in an unknown location. We're in a rental car. Let's just play it safe and get some Taco Bell because we know they're open late. We know they're there. So we go there, and I've known this was a thing. I had never experienced it though. And I honestly thought it was just like a test market thing, and I didn't know it had like expanded out and actually been incorporated. So we pull up to the drive-thru, and it does like the automated, like, welcome to Taco Bell. Please, we'll be with you in a moment or whatever, like the pre-recorded thing. And then another voice comes on, and it's like, hey, welcome to Taco Bell. What can we get for you? It's a female's voice. I'm like, hey, we'll take a, whatever burrito, cheesy burrito, 5-layer, whatever it is. And they go, uh-huh. And then I go, can we actually swap the beef on that for chicken? And they go, yeah. I was talking to AI. I was talking to a robot. And I had some special request I made after that I had to repeat multiple times because it didn't understand what I was asking for.
Yep.
And then the grumpiest sounding real human comes over and be like, yeah, I'll swap it out for chicken. What do you need next? Like comes over, but like the voice was so like, uh-huh, yeah,
dude,
okay.
Fuck that so hard.
Terrible.
Absolutely.
It was
not.
awful. Awful. I'd never experienced that before, and it was truly unsettling.
It's a constant effort from all these corporations. How bad can we make the customer experience until people actually stop coming?
Right.
Like how far is the line of a shitty user experience to save us money? Can we make it before people will stop coming? And an AI drive-through isn't going to stop people from coming.
Okay.
And so this is it.
Unfortunately, you're incorrect because there is a chicken place, a local chicken place. Well, it's not local. It's like a chain, but only a chain in the area. There are like 3 locations or something. And they did this. And we don't go there anymore. We just don't get their food anymore because it sucks. So. And
that's great. I respect you taking a stand. I just am saying a majority of people are not going to take a stand.
Also,
they will normalize it, and people will just accept that it's worse, and it will just be worse because that's what's happened throughout the entirety of our history. Everything gets worse.
How is that saving any money? The lady still had to come over and finish my order because it didn't work. So, like, what cost is this saving them?
But they can still have
eventually
one fewer person there.
Yeah, and like as it gets better, which it never will. Yeah,
and
so I'd like to say that I'd like to say that I'm taking a stand, like you said I was, by not going to this chicken place. I am very against AI in the workplace for when it is replacing a human. I am very against that. So I guess I wouldn't go there regardless, but also the experience is just that bad that I do not want to go there and sit through that experience. Like, I will just eat somewhere else. I will just eat different food because different food is available.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boy, it was wild. It was surreal to talk to that thing.
But everybody's doing
is here.
That's what all the commercials tell me. Everyone's at home talking to their AI laptop. You guys aren't doing that? You guys aren't saying, "Hey Google, can you make this recipe work for 14 people and read it out loud to me?"
Dude,
you're saying normal people aren't actually doing that?
The only people who are doing that are tech billionaires who are wildly disconnected from reality and nobody wants to talk to because they're vapid pieces of shit anyways. Streamers who are content farming. And okay, right, yeah, it's just those 2 groups.
Yep, that's it. People don't want AI.
No.
People don't want AI in their lives. No one gives a shit.
Because it has not enhanced anything.
No, it hasn't made anything easier or more accurate or faster or safer. They're just,
in fact, it's just driving up RAM prices.
At all costs.
Yeah. Now I can't buy a new computer because the crypto ass cucks were buying up all the GPUs, and now all the AI ass cucks are boiling the ocean and buying up all the RAM sticks.
But don't worry, man.
2025.
The AI bubble will burst, and all that will happen is that all of these billionaires will get a bailout from the government, and so our tax dollars will continue to pay them. And, that's just life. It just is what it is. But
That's
we need to
life,
work
baby.
harder, though.
Yeah. We should work longer hours more days of the week.
Yeah, dude. I don't need to retire. I want to be working.
AI doesn't need to take
billionaires more money.
Yeah, I want to sign up for that 50-year mortgage.
Yeah, dude. But you can't because all the immigrants are stealing the houses. All the immigrants are signing up. They both are taking advantage of welfare
Oh, boy,
and getting approved for 30
this is going down a
30-year
steep hill
mortgages.
that we should probably
No, I'm so
roll right
fucking
back
fed up. That's what this podcast is turning into. This anti-capitalist, liberal, left rhetoric.
God, Party Select's just a bunch of liberal
Every other
snowflakes.
every other podcast with 3 white dudes spouts the most vile shit.
If your
We are
woman
gonna be the
doesn't knit,
3
is
white
she
guys
even a
podcast.
woman?
Exactly, man. That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
We need to be the counter to that.
Video games
No,
are
we need
cool.
to talk about video games.
Video games, yeah. What
They're,
about
they're
those?
the
Talk about
best
video
thing there is because everything else is terrible.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about video games. Let's talk about this.
All right.
This is the best transition because The Outer Worlds 2 is like all about everything we are talking about, like late stage capitalism, fascism. Like that's literally the story of this game.
Yeah.
Cody, did you play more Outer Worlds 2?
Yeah.
More than like an hour?
I
Nice.
got about
Good for
six.
you.
6
I'm
or
proud
7
of you.
hours.
Good
Yeah.
for you.
Kyle finished the game like
I
weeks
did.
ago.
Yeah, I don't even remember the game anymore at this point.
I think I am probably halfway through. There's a big story beat that happens that I finished that unlocked 2 new worlds and
Yeah.
like a new spaceship. And I've gone through the ship and I just landed on one of the worlds. So I have 2
Okay.
I've explored fully 2 worlds and I have 2 left. And I assume that's it. Is that accurate?
There were
In terms of large spaces? Because there's like the free colony, which is basically like a market. And
Yeah.
then there's the Auntie's Choice ship, which is essentially just a market.
yeah.
And then there are the 4 big worlds. And then like a satellite, which is you do a mission and then it's gone.
Uh-huh.
I think
And then-
I believe that's everything.
There is another I believe there's another ship.
Okay. So yeah,
Location.
I'm probably a little more than halfway through, I guess. And I've put a bunch of hours into it. I have been not doing literally everything, but a majority of things.
Yeah,
Is that
I
kinda
did
what you did,
almost
Kyle?
everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost, like
Hmm.
I didn't there were a couple side quests that were like collectible side quests.
Yes.
I did not finish those out. I was not interested in that. But I did all of like the narratively interesting side quest content and
Yeah.
and explored pretty much the whole map in every area.
Where are you in it, Cody? After like 6 hours.
Oh God, what was the last thing I did? I think I got to that. Am I the second planet or am I the third one now?
Is
It would be the second one.
is the second planet the one with the tram system that's all fucked up?
Yeah.
like you-
Okay,
you
yeah,
land
that's the one
and
I'm
you-
with
on.
the
That's
big
the one I'm on.
gems.
Yeah,
Yep,
the big
yeah.
gems everywhere.
I'm pretty deep into that one. Yeah, like
Okay.
I got
You're
there
not that
the
much
second-
far behind me.
Okay,
I'm just
all right.
I tend to play these games very slowly.
I
Yeah.
think that
Yeah.
planet has a couple of interesting narrative things going on, but I do think that's the weakest of the planets in terms of the exploration. I found that one to not be as engaging, and like the groups that are on it, I didn't think were. I mean, the game is everyone's an asshole.
Yes.
Unless you can like tease out, you kind of have to tease out the humanity in the people that you encounter if you want to play
They're
that
all
way.
extremes. Like the
Yes.
different factions, there's the
Yeah, is
Praetorians?
that right?
That's not it.
No,
But it's like that. Because I want to think it's not Protheans either, but it's something like that. Is it Praetorians? No, because the planet's Praetor, I think. Whatever. It's one of those.
Protectorate?
the protectorate. Yeah. Okay.
And they're like a hardcore religious, fanatical, fascist society. And then there's Auntie's Choice, which if you played the first game, it's a conglomeration of
Spacer's Choice and Anti-Cleos.
Anti-Cleos. They merged and became Auntie's
More of a
Choice.
hostile
And-
takeover, but yes.
Yes, hostile takeover. But they're like the most capitalist meritocracy, or so they say, very much that type of vibe. And then there's the Order of the Ascendant, which is a splinter group originally of the, I already forgot with the P. Protectorate. Where they're like a religious group, but it's very scientific based. And
Right.
their whole thing is like they're trying to find the answer to all of life's questions where they can anticipate the future through math.
Right.
And then there are some other subgroups, like you're from the Earth Directorate, which is like basically space sheriffs. And then there's like the Sub Rosa, which is sort of a mafia kind of group. But there's another main three.
There's another like cult group that you come across.
Oh yeah, sure.
I forget what they're called.
That are like very violent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hyper violent cult.
Yeah, those are the main three. The Protectorate, Order of the Ascendant, and Auntie's Choice are the main three factions that you're interacting with, getting missions from. And the game does make you like make choices. It paints the Protectorate as the bad guys, but you can side with them if you want. Narratively, you kind of have to go against them at times. But yeah, without getting into spoiler territory, you kind of have to pick one, or if you have good enough skills, you can sort of weasel your way into picking multiple, which is what I'm attempting to do. We'll see if it works, if my speech skill is high enough.
That is also what I attempted to do.
Okay. Good to know. I picked the like scoundrel renegade background.
Okay.
Because I wanted to play that type of character, and I always struggle with it. Like, I want to be the Han Solo Devil May Care guy, but when I'm in it, like I'm end up being nice.
I know.
It's what I
have the exact same problem.
But like, I'm like trying to.
I think we're playing the same character.
I'm trying to do as much as I can. I know, like to not be like a straight up piece of shit, but like not give a shit about people. Yeah. I'm trying to make money. I'm doing my own thing. I'm not really succeeding super well at that yet. What did you pick, Cody, in terms of like your vibe?
I spent a lot of time in the character creator. I actually really liked the character creator and the character I ended up making. She's the gambler background.
Interesting.
And that's led to some pretty cool conversations of I do like how often I feel like that background is reflected in dialogue with me.
And all of your like stats.
It's a lot of
right. Like the RPG part of making choices and interacting with characters, I think is like excellent.
Very good.
Every conversation, there are 4 to 5 dialogue options that can be locked out if you don't, and it shows it to you, like if you can't choose it.
Yeah.
But like you can use your renegade background. You can use if you have high gun stats, if you have good science, if you have leadership, or there's like an observation stat that if you level that up, you get extra, dialogue options. That to me, that's my favorite part of the game are the conversations because of all the variety of things you can choose. And
I built because I was taking the RPG aspect of that very seriously in character creation of like, okay, well, because I'm a gambler as my background, my character would be very observant. So I think that was another one of like the perks or skills or whatever. So now so she would be able to tell like if people were cutting cards or what was going on the like poker table or whatever, and because of that, I have that ability that if there's like a secret nearby, the little thing pops up, and if I look like, so I really enjoyed like really going all in on my character creation. I feel like it's paid off pretty handsomely.
Yeah, I think that's like
you actually
that's the
see
secret sauce of the game is the agency that you have to make a character that is, it's never gonna be like an all powerful, like like Bethesda RPGs, you eventually just become the master of everything and with a single character. This is very much not that. It is like, you should like there are ways to kind of like multi-class and like specialize in a few different things, and there are systems that assist you with that if you're willing to take negatives in other places. But it is very much like hey, you're making a character, you should try and play that character, and it subtly and sometimes not so subtly encourages that kind of play style because of the way in which its systems are designed. And I think that's really smart. I think it's definitely the best version of that I have ever seen.
Yeah.
There was even
I definitely
one quest
had that.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I had that exact issue where I tried to jack of all trades it, because that's how I like to do it. And I was putting a little bit of points into like all the different things. And then I hit a wall where like I couldn't do anything.
Right.
I couldn't lockpick anything. I couldn't hack anything. I couldn't use science on anything because I needed like 2-3 more points. It was like, oh fuck, like now I need to specialize now.
Yeah. But
I think the game is good about that.
And then the flaw system, for those who don't know, as you play the game, it will just, based upon how you're playing and the things you're doing and experiencing over and over again, the game will present you with more choices, which are called flaws, where you'll get a buff to that kind of play style, but it's going to come at a cost in some other way. Like if you're sneaking a lot, you can have it be like, oh, when you're sneaking, you can move faster and you're harder to detect. But every time you stand up or crouch, your knees pop because you have bad knees. And so then like enemies within a certain area will hear you, go into stealth or come out of stealth because your knees are bad. And so like and that changes the way in which you play and like changes the opportunities that are available to you and stuff throughout.
Did you guys actually things like that? Did you pick any of the flaws?
I picked a couple of them. I did the leader. I did one of the leadership ones where my allies are far more effective in combat, but once they go down, they can't be resurrected.
Okay, I turned that one down. Yeah.
So I did
you don't have
pick
to accept them, and I feel like because I think I've accepted 2, and I've probably been prompted for 10 at least.
Yeah.
And like I wish they were a little bit, and I know it's by design, but I wish they were a little bit more incentivized because some of them it feels a little bit like it's a step too far. Like there's like a kleptomaniac one because I was stealing a lot of stuff because it's an RPG.
Yeah.
And the kleptomania one is like, oh, everything you sell that you have stolen, you can sell for more. But if you're sneaking and you look across a steal item, you might just steal it without choosing to. And I was like, well, that's terrible. Like, I don't want to do that. So it's just like too much of an extreme. I think one of the ones I know I chose was it was like a reload addict because that's how I play games. Like I shoot and then I reload before I'm empty. And it was like, it expands your ammo like 50%. But if you run out of ammo and have to reload, you get like a big debuff.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, I'll take that. I always reload ahead of time. And so that's awesome. My magazines are huge. And that was worth it for me. But a lot of them, like I just got one the other night when I was playing. The flaw was called like flawed. And it was any flaw that comes up the rest of the game, you have to say yes to. But every other level, you get an extra
point. And
like, that's really neat.
Yeah,
but
and
way too dangerous to be worth.
You can double that one up with so again, if you want to do a jack of all trades, there is a flaw, I forget what it's called, but where you get an extra point every level, but you have to spend it in either a skill you've never put a point into or the next lowest skill.
The lowest. Yep. Yeah. I got prompted for that one also.
So,
I didn't end up taking
that one also offers the freedom where if you're only going to put points into like 3 categories, you could just put them all into kind of raise them at the same rate and never put points into any of the zeros. You could certainly play that way with that flaw. I ended up turning that down and I really regretted it because I ended up kind of raising a lot of my skills together naturally over time, and I would have really benefited from some extra points towards the end. So yeah, there are definitely some interesting ones, some interesting flaws.
It's a really cool mechanic.
It is. It's great.
It was in the first game, but I don't remember there being as many options.
Right, I think there are more for sure.
And they certainly, I mean, I don't think I accepted any in the first game. And I know that I've accepted at least 2. I don't remember what the other one was.
Yeah, I think I did 3 of them. Which, like, that's the way it should be, I think. And, like, I mean, you could go the total chaos route and do the one where you then have to accept every flaw. And that would be super fun in its own way.
Totally.
It's a neat game. I really like what they do. I think it should be about 30% scoped in, and then it would be kind of perfect. There was a little bit of
just
fluff.
Like it's too long, or the worlds are too big, or
I think everything there's just like 10 to 20% too much of everything. I think it is definitely scoped in from like a Bethesda perspective for sure.
No
doubt. Like I beat it in like 32 hours or something. I think. I think if this was like a tight 25 hours, it would have really been on. Because then a 32-hour RPG is not as easy of a sell to do multiple playthroughs as like a 25-hour RPG. Like that extra
Sure.
7 hours makes a pretty big difference over multiple playthroughs. Because I would like to play this game again and play a very different kind of character, because there are so many different ways the quests can go and very different kinds of conversations you end up having with folks, based upon your choices and your stats and stuff. I would like to see a lot of that breadth, but it's a little bit of a tough sell when it's like over 30 hours.
Baldur's Gate 3, eat your lunch.
Yeah. Well, that's why I didn't play more Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh, yeah.
I think there are a lot of obvious comparisons to Avowed, since it's the same studio RPG that just came, very similar style and size of RPG. I think the biggest comparative notes that I would make, and I think I said this in our Discord chat after I'd started Outer Worlds 2, Outer Worlds 2 is like Avowed with much better writing, much more interesting writing, and significantly less interesting combat.
Yeah.
Because the combat in Outer Worlds 2 is not bad. It is pretty standard first-person shooter. There are a handful of very fun weapons.
Yes.
Especially like the legendary or unique type weapons. They have a lot of fun things on them.
And that feels like the trade-off,
of it,
right? Like, you have the most interesting dynamic variety of weapons in Outer Worlds, but then in Avowed, I don't think like a lot of the stat-based weapon stuff was all that interesting, but the actual flow, the kinetic nature of the combat was very satisfying. And so it feels like maybe the next game they'll be able to kind of combine them. Yeah,
somewhere.
And it's also it becomes a little bit of an unfair comparison at a certain point, because like when I think of best in class big first person shooter style games, it's like Destiny or Halo, things that are much more dedicated to the feel of shooting, where that's mostly all there is. And so it's not really fair to be like, well, Fallout 4 shooting isn't as good as Destiny. Like, yeah, like that's somewhat reasonable.
And I do think this feels a lot better than Outer Worlds 1, which itself felt a lot better than like the comparative Fallout 4 experience. So I agree. It is getting incrementally better, and like both of these, like this and Avowed, were, I assume, in development at the same time, and so it's like one couldn't really maybe they weren't able to learn from each other in real time like that.
Maybe.
But yeah, it is a marked improvement over the first Outer Worlds for sure. But it's nothing like those other action first person shooter games. If it felt that good, if Outer Worlds 2 felt as good to play as like Destiny felt to play,
man,
I would probably I would already be on another playthrough.
Right.
I was gonna say, if you are spending 30 plus hours with the game, for you to not love playing the game, that's rough.
Yeah.
That doesn't help that replayability conversation.
Right.
Yes, the replayability is maybe a separate thing, but like I don't not enjoy killing stuff.
I agree.
In Outer Worlds 2. But
it's also not enjoyable.
No, it's not like enhancing the experience. I would rather
it's a thing I'm doing.
Exploring and finding side quests and talking to different characters. Like I would rather be doing the RPG stuff.
The combat breaks up the pace more so than anything.
Which, like, that's the opposite of Avowed. Right. Avowed was fun, and I finished Avowed. I regret finishing it, but I finished it, and I did it because the combat felt so goddamn good.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's my biggest disappointment, because I think you're right, Kyle. They're doing it at the same time. It's hard for those teams to learn from each other in real time. But playing Avowed and how good that felt, and then playing this and being like, like the writing is so much better. The characters are so much more interesting, but the combat's not as good. Like, why can't you, that's the biggest issue.
Yeah.
And to me, it at least proves that Obsidian still has it when it comes to writing. Because Avowed scared me. And I'm at this point convinced that it was an IP problem, because it was an existing universe that they had to tie into, and the whole thing felt very pedantic and slow.
Yeah. And I mean, this is just pure conjecture on my part, but like, I also don't know if it's like a studio resources problem where there were more of more of that team was working on Outer Worlds 2 versus Avowed. I have no idea.
Yeah, it could be. That could be too.
Who knows?
They have more of their writing team on Outer Worlds 2. That's possible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like other comparison, because I know both of you guys put a lot of time into Avowed too. Like, was there anything that felt significantly different between the two of them? I think visually,
like the worlds feel more alive. Like,
you think so?
NPCs,
I don't think so.
Like there are NPCs roaming the world in Outer World. Like I'm not saying that it's a good benchmark, but it is markedly better than Avowed. Like Avowed felt like a very static world where nothing was moving, nobody was traveling. Like all the NPCs were just standing around in the cities, not moving. In Outer Worlds, like people kind of have schedules more like a Bethesda game would have, where like it feels like they're moving in routes between these locations more often.
I think that's the exception. The vast majority of NPCs that I've seen in Outer Worlds 2 are just standing there.
I don't know.
Especially the interactable ones. Like they're just standing there.
Yeah.
And then when you do talk to them, they're just their facial animations are so dead. So dead. And then like they'll have a very lively performance with just this dead character's face, and it's
got a lot of uncanny valley problems.
Yeah,
and like that didn't bother me as much in Avowed. I noticed it, but it didn't bother me as much because the characters and the writing were so flat. But in Outer Worlds 2, it's all so dumb and funny that seeing a lot of these like blank stares on characters is weird.
I think that's
that
fair.
Uncanny Valley thing.
Yeah,
but to me, visually, and granted, I still have 2 whole planets that I haven't seen yet, but the first planet you're on in Outer Worlds 2 is incredibly lush, beautiful colored forestry and animals and little things running around. And then the second planet, the crystal stuff, especially at night, looks really fucking cool. But other than that, it's like this like
very gray, rocky,
garbage desert.
Yeah.
So to me, like Avowed, the style is identical in both games. It has a little bit of that cartoony look to everything. But Avowed looked way better to me because it felt so much more lush.
Yeah.
And like there was more shit around than in Outer Worlds 2.
Yeah.
Some of that's
more
space
dense
versus fantasy, but density.
Avowed
was a lot more dense.
Yeah, well, I think that the tone of the games is very different as well, right? Like you have this very dystopian sci-fi story versus, this colorful high fantasy setting. So I do think there are pockets of Outer Worlds 2 that did really impress me visually. There's some places
from a fidelity perspective, it's great,
and an art design perspective. I enjoy. I thought it was all really well. It felt cohesive, well developed. It all felt like kind of a piece, and you could really identify the different styles at work from the different
factions and stuff.
Yeah,
like going to the Auntie's Choice spaceship with those rotating holographic ads, like those look really cool. It's just you're right. There's a lot of good art direction in it that does feel more distinct than the art direction in Avowed, because that felt very typical high fantasy.
Right.
In this, it's got that. A lot of the colors look like anachronous. Like the Auntie's Choice armor is this like stained glass looking orange and green. Like why would any armor look like this at all? But when you think about it from like a capitalism, it's the very gauche and like over the top intentionally to grab attention. Like it makes sense in universe, but it's weird. It is
weird.
And because it's I feel like I haven't seen something like that before, and I do appreciate that. So, Cody, are you going to keep playing it, do you think? I know this isn't really your kind of game.
I don't know. Typically it's. I really had to push myself. While I do recognize and like a lot of parts about it, there's something so overwhelming to me about these games, like these Bethesda-esque first-person RPGs. I never know what I should be picking up or taking with me. There's so and that stresses me out so much. I just have to ignore everything. That's the only way I'm going to get through.
The nice thing in this game is that there is no encumbrance. You can just pick up everything.
I guess I didn't realize that. Okay.
You can run out of space, but it's not like a weight system.
You can run out of space?
I think so. There's only a certain number of tiles, and you're like,
Oh, it scrolls, baby.
oh, does it forever?
Oh yeah. I never ran out of space.
Oh.
Okay. I mean, I haven't run out of space either, but
Okay.
Maybe I just need to be
assumed it's
picking
because I
everything
didn't
up.
fill it up.
I picked up everything in that goddamn game.
There's also just so many like tutorial pop-up screens that have come up, and there's just a lot, and I feel like I'm not taking advantage of everything that's accessible to me.
Yeah.
Like I rarely, if at all, use like the abilities. Like I think I still have the same ones that I started with in there. I've never swapped them out. Like it's just I don't know why, because like I really enjoy RPGs and system heavy games, but I just for some reason the Bethesda style first person RPGs just, I don't know, can't get into them.
There is a momentum to them, right? Where it's like these kinds of games never encourage you to just like take a beat, and they could really benefit from it, because like sometimes you need time to absorb and think about what you're going to do and think about the options you have available to you. And these games are so just like try to churn you and point you to the next direction, like go all the time. Like it could be fun to flow into that, but I can see where if you're feeling overwhelmed, not feeling like there's a good space to really take some time and explore your options and make an informed decision. I can for
I feel
sure
like
see
the ship operates in that way.
Yeah.
But even in the ship,
between-
there's so many fucking things to do in the ship.
Characters
and
are always trying to
there's
talk to you, and
machines and systems that like there's a lot even in the ship, and it's just like I don't know what the fuck this is. Like it's just a little overwhelming.
yeah.
That's
And the game never stops you, right?
No.
It never kills your momentum. And that's an intentional choice for them not to do that. It's about the freedom. But there is something about having a game give you a little bit of that friction to like make you slow down a bit and think about stuff. I think there is something to that. The positive and negatives to both ways.
It's just funny
sure.
because like obviously that's incredibly valid, but to me like these games are just second nature to me. Like I boot this game up and I know exactly what to do, where to go, how to think about it. It gets like a warm blanket.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's second nature to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just it's hard for me to put myself in your shoes, Cody, because I'm like, what do you mean? Like I literally don't know what you mean, because it's totally, I don't even have to think like what to pick up. All of it. What do you mean? You figure that out later.
If there was encumbrance, I'd just be running back and forth until I had picked
exactly. Well, I'm definitely going to keep playing.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm for sure going to finish it. I'm having a really good time with it. It's like, I think it's definitely a better game than the first, but kind of similar to what we were saying about with GOTY, that like the Outer Worlds hit for me in a really specific way because it was that more condensed version of this game. And now that I've had a couple of those, this is feeling a little less special.
Sure.
But I definitely think it's a huge improvement over the first, which is awesome. I'm hoping, because my biggest criticism of the first game was it just kind of lost its legs in the story. And so I'm hoping that isn't a problem as much in the second one.
I don't think so, because I have found all the companion characters you come across to be very interesting and engaging, and their stories tie into a lot of the main narrative that propels you through.
Yeah.
And that just helps keep that narrative momentum big time.
I'm warming to the characters. I would say I'm less interested in many of the characters than in the first game. Like I loved Parvati in the first game. She's excellent. And there's not a standout for me in this one. I have all of them. Like Inez, I'm just kind of like about Inez, and Niles is a little bit of a whiny baby.
Yeah, Niles kind
I
of
do really
like.
Is it Marisol who's like the spy? Is that her name?
Yes. That sounds
I like her a lot, and I like Aza, the cult chick.
Yes.
Who's like murder everything all the time. I do really like her.
She's awesome,
She's a fun one. So yeah, I do like them okay, but they're not standout ones yet, at least. Yeah, that's Outer Worlds 2.
Yeah.
I think we'll probably hear more in some capacity with our Game of the Year stuff, perhaps.
Right.
Sorry, I can't get through. There's no way I can get through this whole podcast without coughing still. I wanted to talk about Black Ops 7. I did not play a ton of Black Ops 7, primarily because I think Black Ops 7 is an extremely bad video game.
Oh, good. Crazy.
I did not know going into this game that it was forced match-made co-op. Did you guys know that? Did they advertise that?
Yeah.
That, like, you have to play it co-op?
Did they advertise it? Not really. But everyone was talking about it. Everyone was talking about it.
Because I knew there was co-op.
But
I didn't know.
They talked about... So it leaked, I think it leaked that the last mission was going to be co-op. What nobody realized was the entire campaign was going to be co-op.
Yes, exactly. Like, I don't remember reading that. And maybe I just wasn't paying that much attention because I'm not super into COD now. But I loaded into it, booted it up, got a little cutscene, and then it put me to a matchmaking screen. And I was like, oh, all right. Why? And I got matched with 3 other dudes for the first mission. And I don't think any of them had ever played a video game before. They had no idea what to do. There were a lot of team-based objectives where, like, one person needs to be doing this thing and the other guys are fighting everybody off. I ended up having to do everything. And then they all got dropped in between missions. And I got match made with 3 other guys who I assume had already played the campaign before because they were just beelining it for the objective, like running every single thing, skipping all the combat encounters where they could. And so I'm just like trying to keep up with them. That was not fun at all.
So what you're saying is they would not be good Super Earth warriors.
So good what?
Fighters for the Super Earth cause against the Terminids.
Not good Helldivers. No. Okay. Not good teammates.
Good to know. Okay.
And we moved to the 3rd mission. One of them either quit or got dropped. And so it was just 3 of us. They didn't fill the 4th slot. And then we moved into like this boss battle arena. And then the other 2 just dropped. And so I had to solo the boss, which took forever. It was not fun. They gave me a kill streak where I could call in a giant machete from the sky. It was total fucking nonsense. When I booted into the first mission, I was like, I missed something. I played Black Ops 6 when it came out. I missed something here. There's a cutscene I didn't get. There was a prequel mission that I didn't play. There's no way this is what this is. And it is.
Black Ops 6 was good.
Black Ops 6 was very good. The campaign.
Yeah.
This is absolute dog shit. It's horrible. And compound it with all of the AI stuff in the game.
Why did they do 2 Black Ops games in a row?
Because they know that this series is floundering. They can't trust their other studios because they continue to make bad games. And so they said, Black Ops, that's the one version of Call of Duty that everybody loves. We just got to do it again.
There's a reason everyone loves it, and it's not.
I don't know what they do now. This game has peaked.
I think they should stop.
At like, they can't. But this game has peaked at like 25% of Battlefield 6 peak.
Hey, Activision, I'm speaking directly to you now. I know you're watching. Hang up the sword, man. Hang up the giant machete that you call in from the sky. It's time. Take it out back. Put a giant, I don't know, AC-130 in its head. It's time.
I didn't get any of those cool missions either. Like the stock standard first-person shooter missions. The first one is extremely linear. And then the second one was in one of those big, huge areas, which I was excited when we got in there. And then the dude just like fucking ran. You get a little glide wingsuit, which was fun to use for like 10 seconds. And then the third one was super linear again. So you got like a floating jump. You end up in like the big mindfuck mental. It's like this apocalyptic, just rocks everywhere, kind of floating stones. And that's when you fight this zombified, weird version of the bad guy who has a machete. And you call down giant machetes to destroy his demons.
So, like, is it a situation where, like, everyone has to be in a certain location before, like, a cutscene progresses, or?
Yes.
Okay, so you have to wait on people, so someone can't
Yes.
just run and do the next thing. And okay, I see.
Like if there's like a door, it's like waiting for party. But I think there is a time ticker. So like if everybody's there and
Cool.
one person's not, it'll count
Cool,
down.
and like actually trying to play the game, and everyone just trying to cool.
Yeah. It's a horrible experience. Do not recommend. Even for the $0 I paid for it. Do not recommend. Which I guess is even true. I paid for fucking Game Pass for another month.
Right. Yeah.
Not worth it.
Wow.
And no one's playing it. No one likes
Well,
it.
hey, then maybe you'll be able to play it by yourself.
Yeah, right.
But
Yeah,
it won't be balanced.
I'm sure
for
that's
one
what they're
player.
going to do. They're going to spend the time and resources and money to make the single player campaign that no one plays single player only. I did. So when I beat the first mission, and I played it a couple of days.
You can play it single player. I believe there's a way to do that, but it's not balanced in any way to allow.
It did not allow me. It didn't allow me to go into it by myself.
Huh.
It put me directly into a matchmaking screen.
Cool.
Yes, I did. After I beat the first mission, I got the achievement for beating the first mission. This was probably 3 or 4 days after the game came out.
Was it the AI art?
No,
Oh,
it was
okay.
just the achievement.
oh,
thing.
like Xbox. Okay, I see.
But the notification said I was one of 0.72% of players that had gotten that achievement. This is for beating the first mission of Call of Duty several days after the game came out. If that tells you how few people actually play the campaign in Call of Duty that buy it. So that's why they don't give a shit, because no one plays it. That's crazy.
Well, it doesn't help that everything that people saw about the campaign before its release seemed like it was going to be one of the worst things Activision had shat out of its anus in a while. So,
Graphic imagery.
yeah. Just Bobby Kotick just
Your mic isn't picking up the sound that you're making, which is good.
don't
but
worry.
I don't want there to just be dead
It will
air
be
as
in the
we're
podcast.
watching you be red in the face.
It'll be in the podcast, don't worry. I made it nice and wet just for Bobby.
Love it. So yeah, that's Black Ops 7. Don't play it. You will not be hearing more about that on our Game of the Year podcast.
Cool.
Kyle, tell us about Dragon Quest 1 and 2 Remake.
Okay. Dragon Quest, Dragon Warrior is a game that came out a long time ago on a system very far away. Classic
Cody
RPG.
has no interest.
Yeah,
He
Cody
just
has
got
gotten
out
up
of his
and
chair and
left.
walked
Fucking
away.
out of here.
It's
Dude,
those,
you were doing like a podcast here. This is
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
hanging out where
Yeah.
you're like, I don't care, I'm just gonna leave.
Oh yeah.
Man, I'm so incentivized to continue. It HD 2D. I think it looks really nice. I like the effects that they put on it. A little bit of a lighting engine. There's some nice animation work going on. Some depth of field stuff. Very similar to Octopath Traveler. It's in that style. They have also done some quality of life things where you can speed up combat. Some other difficulty adjustment things you can do. And also, I believe the original Dragon Warrior game was just your character hero fighting one-on-one against monsters. And in this version, there are some extra abilities and stuff where you can fight parties of monsters. So you can actually do like some AoE stuff to hit multiple enemies. It just like kind of helps the experience feel a little more dynamic, that you're not just like one-on-oneing the entire game. So I think there's like some encounter reworking and stuff that happens there, but I was still largely able to use like a walkthrough for the original Dragon Warrior game, for the most part, because all the broad strokes are still the same. But I had never played it before. I played it and beat it. Had a really great time. I enjoyed it quite a
Do
bit.
they call
How
it
long was it?
Dragon Warrior in it?
No,
Because
so
they advertise it as Dragon Quest 1.
Well, Dragon Warrior is what it was called when it released in the US originally. And then in Japan it was Dragon Quest. It's because they thought Dragon Warrior would sell better in the West as a title. So that's what it was
How long
originally
did it take
called.
you to beat?
It's a good question. I don't remember.
What'd you play it on?
On the Switch. I played the Switch version on my Switch 2. The second game is also on that cartridge. I have not played that yet, but I intend to, and then I also have the third one.
Did you? I thought you played the third.
No, I did not.
Oh, okay, but the
Didn't
third.
wanna play in,
The third is a
takes
prequel.
place before. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
I decided to play them in original release order.
Okay.
Because
So
I have that.
I'm very interested.
Yeah.
In checking these out because I've never played any of them, and I don't know. Should I do 3? Should I do 1? I'm not sure.
I don't think it matters a whole lot. I think release order almost always is the right choice because there is context around them releasing in that order. And it's kind of baked into it. Like, we'd be like, start with the prequels of Star Wars. It's like, well, just do release order. Like, I mean, you can switch it up to have fun and like think about it in a different way. But if it's like your first time experiencing a thing, I think you should do it chronological release order because you get a more true experience that way. In my opinion.
The story and stuff and like a appreciation of the game's history, yes. But from I've never played this series, I want to see if I like it. I would prefer an entry point that is like most likely to click with me. So like if by number 3 they added a specific quality of life thing or a different mechanic that was better, I would rather start with that. That's what I mean. As long as it's not going to fuck up the story part.
Well, so Dragon Quest 3 HD2D came out before the 1 and 2 HD2D.
Yes.
So I believe that there's effectively complete feature parity between all those.
I was going to say I played a bit of 3 and it's really just the same game kind of as what I'm seeing from 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I don't mean between
not in the remaster
and 1 and 2
no.
Yeah, the original game.
Yes, in the original game.
Is it better to play the third one before I play the first? That's more what I meant.
Okay, maybe in the originals, because the third original Dragon Quest game definitely had like a party system. You have multiple characters, multiple enemies you're fighting. Okay. Whereas the first Dragon Quest, maybe the second Dragon Quest, I don't know for sure. You're only playing as a single character, and you would only fight one-on-one versus enemies. It was much more simple. In the HD2D versions, they have made it kind of features. Like, the first game still only has one party member, but you're fighting multiple monsters. There are extra ability stuff that, like, help, counteract multiple enemies and stuff like that. They did some balancing around that. So they all feel, of the HD2D remakes, they all feel of a piece in that way.
Okay. I don't know. I do want to check it out though. My gut said to start with 3 because they decided to remaster that one first, and I know it's technically the first in the story, but there's also your argument, Kyle, that the first one was the first one, so you should start there. I don't know what to do. All right. I'm panicking, and I told myself I wasn't.
You're not supposed to panic.
But that's cool. I'm glad those exist.
Me too.
I'm glad that people enjoy them.
Yeah.
My fantasy critic team is also glad that people enjoyed them.
Oh, true.
All right, I think we're moving into critical hits here.
Really?
Kyle,
did you guys want to talk about Pokemon at all? You have anything to say about Pokemon?
I don't think so, man. I know, Cody, you completed the decks in Z to A. I finished it. And it farted me back out into the open world and said, hey, you can do this again if you want. And I said, nah, thanks. I'm good. I'll go catch the starters in whatever zone 20. And I did catch another shiny. I think I had like 5 shinies.
Nice.
It was fun.
Nice. Counting
I don't know that I've got
Mareep
stuff to add. Yes. I had Mareep, Pidgeot, what's the little like groundhog guy?
Pat
Watchdog.
Oh yeah.
Is that the
his
evolution
shiny
of Pat
is hideous? Yeah, he's got like this like lime green. It's stupid. And I got Talonflame, which he looks sick.
Hmm.
Because the regular Talonflame is like an orange red with a gray sort of chest, and the shiny is like a lighter red with an almost yellow orange chest.
Oh yeah, that is cool.
Okay.
And then I got Panseer, the fire monkey
one?
guy, which he looks identical. You can't even tell the difference, which was lame. But I think those were the shinies I caught. How many did you end up with, Cody?
Like 2. I didn't have very many.
I only
We did a
caught
lot
the
of
shiny
running
Marie.
around.
What was that?
We did a lot of, with we being me and my kids, we did a lot of like running around, and just through time they would pop up.
Yeah.
You know. Well, I don't think we caught any in a zone. I think they were all, no, I caught shiny Chespin. I caught him in that one zone where Chespin can spawn. Because I did freak out about that, because I'm on record. Go to the Shay Hits Everything podcast and do our Pokemon starters comparison. Was that Shay Hits Everything, or was that us?
No, that was Party
That was
Select,
us.
baby.
Go to the Party Select YouTube channel. I'm on record as saying Chespin is the dumbest, ugliest starter in all of Pokemon, and I stand by that. But shiny Chespin, Red Hood, he can get it in a non-sexual way.
Oh,
okay.
He can get it like a high five.
Oh, he does it. That looks way better in red.
He's cool.
Green. Yeah.
Because the final evolution, whatever that one's called, the regular one, he's like white and green, and he's like, and the shape is still stupid. But the shiny version, he's like a dark red and like a forest green, and he looks way cooler, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, so no, we don't have anything to say about Pokemon, Kyle.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was it.
All right. Okay.
Did it?
Okay, brother.
I'm being sarcastic, because if you if you ask me to talk about something, I'm going to perseverate about it forever. Cody, did it feel worth it to finish the decks?
Yeah, I enjoy doing that when I can.
You're a big you like
I like
platinuming
to complete
games.
games.
You're big
Complete,
on that.
yes.
It felt
And
satisfying to do that.
I wish I in every Pokemon game that I can do it, I will. But so often there are these via trading or whatever it is, special events that I'm just unable to, so I just don't. I love that, obviously there's no trophies in this, but that kind of is the trophy, is getting everything. So I'll talk about it a little later, but I'm also playing a ROM hack of Fire Red that has every Pokemon from Gen 1 and 2 in it as catchable or attainable in some way without having to train or whatever. And I'm just having a blast doing that. It's a lot of fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool, dude.
Yeah.
All right. Now we can move to critical hits.
Okay.
The first one, the bullet that I wrote down, Kyle, is Kyle's random game bullshit.
Yes. Welcome. Welcome to Kyle's random bullshit block of the month. What random bullshit has Kyle been into this month? And the answer is Android mobile gaming on a phone from 2020. I bought this Samsung Galaxy A01 phone for $50 off of Amazon. Because I was reading Make Us Whole, the history of Dead Space, and it talked about the Dead Space mobile game, which I never played. You cannot obtain that video game anymore from any kind of current mobile store, so I had to figure out how APKs work and how to sideload shit onto an Android phone. I have zero experience with an Android phone. And I figured it out, and I got a working copy of Dead Space Sabotage, the mobile video game, on this phone. I also got a copy of Mass Effect Infiltrator, which is a mobile game made by the same studio, because I heard that one was okay. It has some pay-to-win, paid currency stuff. So the version I got, whenever you're in the store menu, your paid currency amount just ticks up infinitely, so you can do whatever. I have not started that one yet, but I'm about halfway through the Dead Space mobile game, and that's been very fun. It was also very fun to buy a phone to play 2 video games on it and never use it as a phone. Yeah, very stupid.
Honestly, probably the best use of a phone.
Yeah.
Is to play video games on it and not use it as a phone.
I agree. I I agree.
Fuck
Because
phones, man. I'm so fed up with these stupid phones.
I have a phone that I also barely use as a phone. Now I have two. So I did that. Kyle's second random bullshit block of the month is the Analog 3D, which for video viewers I have right here, this tasty little sexy beast right here. Yep, Cody also has one, but he doesn't have any video games to play on it, which is very funny to me. Did you order a flash cart, Cody? Summer cart?
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay. I have ordered a summer cart for mine, but the nice thing about the Analog 3D is it's got a slot for cartridges and for all your original Nintendo accessories. They all work, so I got that in the mail.
It looks like a 3D printed N64.
Well, it's not 3D. It's very nice material.
I know. I'm just saying it looks like that because it looks like a knockoff N64.
Oh, it's sleek and beautiful.
I don't mean it as a pejorative.
Okay.
Like it looks like a third party version.
Don't talk about my girlfriend like that.
Okay. Yeah, girlfriend you haven't even used.
Yeah, you don't even have.
She's pure.
You can't even.
You don't even know how to turn her on, man.
Yeah.
Gross.
Waiting.
We're back to the Three Bros podcast again.
Holy shit. Holy shit. So the first video game I plugged in to my Analog 3D was Star Wars Rogue Squadron because there is no other real choice. I played a few missions of Rogue Squadron and it fucking slapped. I played with the original N64 controller and I got the Pikachu N64 and the controller to match, but unfortunately that analog stick is getting like really gritty. And it kind of always has been since I bought it from like a flea market or whatever. So I need to open it up and clean it, but the analog stick felt really bad. But thankfully, way before I received the Analog 3D, because it got pushed back so much, I had two of these 8-bit DOE N64 controllers. So it's got the stick set up where it's one stick. It's got the C stick buttons, the A and the B, the D-pad triggers, but in a normal, modern video game controller format. I played some of this. This feels so much better than a normal N64 controller. Holy shit. So this is how I will be playing.
Holding a regular controller that only has one thumbstick would be really weird.
Well, yeah, but like because you have the C buttons and that kind of functions as like the face buttons on a PlayStation controller, and so you kind of end up using it sort of like that, playing a single stick game like you would on like a PSP or original PlayStation. So it feels fantastic. So I played Rogue Squadron. It has a bunch of different settings. Like you can put CRT filters on it to make it look cool. I found that I really liked the clean look with like the texture up-resing. There's an overclock you can turn on, which makes a lot of N64 games run slightly better than the native hardware did at the time. I found that I was getting slightly better performance in Rogue Squadron with that turned on, which was nice. I played Hey You Pikachu on it because I wanted to make sure the microphone would work, and it totally did. So like all these accessories and stuff are working just fine. What else did I play? I played Turok 2, which is Cody's jam. It's one of your favorite games. Turok 2 was cool. You had the cheat code locked and ready to go.
Beware Oblivion is at hand.
Beware Oblivion is at hand. It unlocks all the weapons and stuff in the game.
It's the ultimate cheat.
Yeah, you had that one locked and loaded for me. And that was a lot of fun. And I played Nightmare Creatures for the first time, which was on PS1 as well. But I had a really good time with that, actually. Nightmare Creatures was super cool. It's like a linear level-based, sort of Dark Souls-y feeling, Bloodborne feeling kind of action game. Very clumsy, obviously, because it's on the N64, but it was really cool. So yeah, I've had a ton of fun with the Analog 64. It has this feature like a front end where every time you put in a cart, it remembers the cart, and you can have like profiles set up per game on how you want the performance to be or whatever. But by default, it doesn't have any art for any of the games, so it's just like blank cartridge pictures. But you can go online, and because they don't want to ship it with proprietary imagery and stuff, like trademarked images, you can go online and find like a data pack for that and put it on the SD card. So I did that. So now my front end shows the pictures of all the games with the game art on them on the cartridges, which just makes it look a little bit nicer and more fun. Yeah, very cool. I'm going to continue to tinker with this over time. I've had a great time with it. Lastly, my last random bullshit block. I have here in my hand a reproduction copy of an unreleased Resident Evil video game. The first Resident Evil for the Game Boy Color. Now, when I bought this, the cart was black. As it should be. They shipped it to me.
As it should be. I was going to say.
They shipped it to me in gray, which is incorrect, and I am upset. Because a gray cartridge is original Game Boy. Black means it plays on original Game Boy and Game Boy Color, and on the Color it has color. The clear, or not necessarily clear cartridges, but the cartridges with like transparent cartridges with the bump, those are Game Boy Color only.
I see. Because that was my assumption. Game Boy Color has the little bump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this should be black because it plays on both and has color on color. That's frustrating. It's also very cheap feeling, which is unfortunate. But I plugged it into my analog pocket. Totally boots up and works. This is a port of the original Resident Evil. It's the full game. They finished it. By Hot Gen Studios, who's done a lot of like hit or miss ports of other games, like Batman Dark Tomorrow. They did the Xbox port. They did the GBA port of Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine. They made Obi-Wan's Adventures on the Game Boy Color, the Jedi Power Battles port for the GBA, and the Game Boy Color port of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. So really kind of hit or miss track record. This was supposed to release in 99, but never came out and was replaced by Resident Evil Gaiden on the Game Boy Color when that released. So that's a fun fact about this. It is insane. Because it's just like, it's the whole game. Like you're walking around pre-rendered pixel environments that are all the rooms of the game. It's the full Resident Evil game. And it does this crazy, because it's like, it's fixed camera angles and stuff and like pre-rendered backgrounds. So as your character moves towards the camera, they perspective shift, like they get larger. And that can look really fucking fucked up on the Game Boy. Like as the character model's getting bigger, it looks insane. I'm
watching gameplay of this. This looks fucking awesome.
It's cool as shit. It is cool as shit, dude. Like I booted it up and like just to make sure the cart worked, and ended up playing like 15 minutes of it, just walking around. Like all the dialogue for the cutscenes is there, and one of the fun things they do is, because the Game Boy Color had such a limited per load or per scene color palette, all of the subtitles color is dependent upon the brightest color in the room you're in, which is fun. Just like to make it the most readable as possible was like their solution to doing that, which I thought was interesting. So yeah, it's very strange. Like real-time combat, which is very bad. I'm just gonna come out and say it. It's insane to play a Game Boy game that has tank controls. Like up on the D-pad is wherever the character's facing, and like left and right it's full on tank controls. It feels crazy. Like had this game came out, I really think people would have been all over this shit. Like I cannot believe they didn't release it. It is very
almost cool. In a lot of ways it almost is more impressive than the product they actually put out.
Right, Gaiden. Because like Gaiden for the shooting and the fighting, it does that like scene where it loads into a scene where the zombie's coming at you, and it's like a first person shooter thing almost.
And I mean even like
so
the
cool,
moment to
like
moment gameplay is far more 8-bit and more retro style. I mean the one, like the one you have, the one we're talking about here, is super ambitious.
Yes. It's crazy. It's legitimately insane. But yeah, I highly encourage, if anyone's a Resident Evil fan, if you've never heard of this thing, I had never heard of it until I saw it on stream. It's very cool. Obviously, you don't need to go buy a cart of it. I'm a weirdo. I also ordered box art, like a box for it to go in and stuff, because I want it on my shelf with my other reproduction ROM hack games. You don't have to do that. You just go download it and play it on an emulator. But it's very cool. Very cool. There is something special about seeing it on my analog pocket, like on a Game Boy. There's something special about that I was really vibing with when I was checking it out. So I will continue to tinker with that and play some more of it. And that brings Kyle's random bullshit block to an end. I hope everyone had fun. I had fun.
Always learn something, man, you know?
There's always something going on with me and my bullshit.
There's always something that has an audience of like 6 other dudes, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And those 6 other dudes are well served. It's our core audience.
You're welcome.
Cody, I think you also had a random bullshit thing.
Yeah, so I'm actually entering your space here, Kyle. I'm gonna be a little addendum to yours. I reached out a little over a month ago to Kyle because I know he stays on top of a lot of this stuff, and told him, man, it would be nice to have a device that I could play all the Pokemon games on, all the way up through DS and 3DS. I know I can play all those on my computer, but as we've sort of talked about, and Kyle brings up a lot, and I agree with him on this, there's just something different about playing on a physical piece of hardware than just staring at your computer screen and emulating.
Yeah.
Even if you're emulating it on the device, there's just something about, you know, playing a game in the proportions it was, you know, intentionally.
Aspect ratio matters.
For sure. And like playing on a high fidelity screen and like playing the best version of it in that format. So he recommended a device called the AYN Thor, which is a DS Android based clamshell emulation device. And I looked into it and I was like, wow, this looks really freaking cool. And I ordered it. I ordered a pro version of it. Alongside it, they had like a accessory pack that came with like a case, a grip, and a few other screen protectors and the whole nine. So it took like 4 weeks to finally get to me because it came from China. But holy shit. And then it was like an entire day of setting it up, setting up the emulators, setting up the ROMs, downloading all the ROMs. I think I had like 500 games. I had to go out and buy a terabyte SD card to put them all on.
Wow.
But man, this thing is really fucking cool.
That's hot, man.
You know,
I love that it's got the handles.
It's hot.
Yeah. Oh, this is the grip.
Yeah.
You can.
I see.
And it's super easy to take it off. I mean, it just slides right off, which is really nice. But yeah, it's got all my emulators up here running. This is Emulation Station, and down here is a totally separate Android-based screen that you can do anything. I mean, I could run a separate game down here if I wanted to go full.
You could watch
ADHD.
porn on there.
You can open a browser, watch YouTube. I mean, truly, it's and you could swap the screen. So if I want to play down here, watch something up here. Most recently, like the only thing I've used it for so far is playing that Pokemon Fire Red ROM hack I mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I'd ever like fully. I mean, I've beaten the Elite Four in that game plenty of times, but I've never done the post game stuff in that with like Sevi Islands and getting Ho-Oh and Lugia and the legendary dogs and stuff. I've never done that before. So there are those like 9. I think there's 9 Sevi Islands. I've never done that. So I had the Bulbapedia walkthrough for the game on the bottom screen, and I'm just playing, reading the walkthrough, going like it was super great. As I'm going for the living decks in it right now. So I have like 150 of the total 250 that are in it. I have 150 of them in the computer. And as I go for another one, I'm looking up where I can catch the next thing on the bottom screen. Yep. It's great. There's a lot to love about an FPGA device, like what Kyle mentioned, the Analog Pocket, which is more to replicate and emulate the experience, the true experience of playing on that hardware. And there's a lot to love there. It's like the best version of that original hardware, essentially, is what something like that is, and like the Analog 3D. I get the most out of an emulation of that software. Like still, like this is more my speed to where I can customize it. So like I can make the game run at 1.75 speed, so it's always running faster, just so that I don't have to go through the menus and whatnot. I have save states that I can quickly load in between and reload things. I have a button that my like left face button is turbo A. So if I hold it, it's just mashing A really fast so I can get through combat. And I'm able to tailor this experience to be exactly what I want. And it's the best way I've played Pokemon. Both screens are OLED screens, and it's vibrant and beautiful. man, it's great. And then, like, granted, the only game I've actually put any time to on it is Fire Red, but I'm really looking forward to playing A Link Between Worlds, which came out on 3DS, which is a great Zelda game. It takes place on the same map as Link to the Past. I could just close it and then go over to that and play it. And it's going to immediately take a save state of whatever game I just closed. And then I'm going to go over to Zelda. And then let's say I play an hour of that and I close it. It's going to save state where I was in Zelda. And then I go back to Pokemon. It's going to boot up right where I was. And it's incredible. I have to sit down and really think about it, but this may be one of the best game consoles I've ever had. I mean, it's really just cool. It's perfect for its use case. It is perfect.
Yeah. And it has the power to run, GameCube, PS2 at
all the way up
2x
through Switch,
resolution
through Switch 1. Yeah. I mean, you could go all the way up to Switch.
Yeah.
And even some light Steam games can be played on it. I mean,
there are Android compatibility programs that allow you to like play your Steam library and stuff on an Android device. And the Thor is more than power. It has the new Snapdragon chip in it, and it's more than powerful enough to play a lot of those light to medium weight PC games.
It is cool. Truly amazing. I love this thing. It is worth every bit of money I paid for it. 100%.
Yeah, I have to get back into the ROM stuff. I figured out how to get it all running on my Steam Deck when I first bought it, which was a huge effort. Yeah, because that shit does not come easily to me. I got a lot of help from Kyle, and I got most of the Pokemon games I wanted, but I couldn't get. I think I had like Ultra Moon and Ultra Sun, but they just wouldn't work.
Yeah,
and so I was like, I'm not gonna worry about it. And on Instagram, I am getting tons of recommended reels and like videos about all these different ROM hacks of different Pokemon games, all of these like unique versions. Entirely new Pokemon games,
right?
Based on X and I don't know how all the tech shit works, but like, I want to do those, and so I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to relearn how to do all the emulation stuff and the ROM hack stuff.
I'll also say
your emulators are already set up. It would just be a matter of.
I think so, but clearly the 3DS one isn't right because I couldn't play Sun and Moon. Those were 3DS.
I'll say I'm not in a way to try and convince you to get this by any means, but I will say I also tried when I got my Steam Deck, tried to set that up on Steam Deck. I had a very frustrating time trying to get it running on Steam Deck. It was so much smoother on an Android-based device. So much smoother.
It was a pain, and I remember I hit a wall with it. Because Kyle was like texting Kyle about it back and forth one of the days. And I was downloading everything. It was working great. And then all of a sudden I just like hit a wall, and it was like, I was watching a video tutorial, and whatever next step, I was like, this isn't prompting for me. I don't know what to do. I'm on all these forums.
That's the worst part.
Turns out it was something that was loading in the background. So I had to like boot back into PC mode into a minimized screen through like the command control or whatever to bring the window back up to click OK. And like, it was a very simple solve, but like,
that's the worst part of doing this is because, if something happens to you that didn't happen to the tutorial, you're fucked. I mean, really, if you can't find a comment about it, I don't know
especially
what
for
the
someone
fuck
like
I'm doing.
Me that computer shit is like the opposite of my jam. It's never made sense to me, and it's always been a challenge. And it's not something I enjoy doing at all, which is why I've been procrastinating. Despite wanting to go play all these other Pokemon things, it's overwhelming to even think about having to relearn. That device sounds sick. If you don't mind me asking, how much is it?
So this version, was it this one $350?
The Pro, you got the Pro Max or whatever?
Yeah.
I don't remember what the pricing was.
Yeah.
Because there's like
I got
a bunch of different tiers of it.
I didn't get the Max. I just got the Pro, which was $350. No, normally $359. It's on sale right now for $340, $10 off. So yeah, $350. And then it's $50 for the accessory pack. So with the grip,
that is pretty pricey. How much are those like the Game Boy ones that you guys got What are those
The
called?
analogs are also not cheap.
Analog.
Well, yeah,
Well,
so
those are like super premium.
Yes. So if you wanted like the Anbernic RGX or Anbernic RG35XXSP, which is the red clamshell that I have that looks like a Game Boy Advance SP, and that will play anything up through like PS1 basically, including Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advanced. But it would not do DS or anything. Yes, Cody, that one. That's usually like $40 to $50. It's really cheap. But it's like the Thor is that expensive because it has that new mobile Snapdragon chip in it. And that's like the big new hotness tech, plus the two OLED screens,
the
special
two
form
OLED
factor.
screens and the
OLED
double
screens,
boot
OLED.
stuff.
Yeah.
That's
Like
very
if you're wanting to do 3DS emulation, the Steam Deck can handle it. You just have to figure out how to diagnose what went wrong with the installation and trying to get it to run.
Yeah.
The Thor can do that. A lot of those other high-end, like Snapdragon Gen 2 could probably do 3DS for sure. I think the one that's in the Thor is a Snapdragon Gen 3? I don't remember which one it is. But I think like the 2 and the 3 can definitely do 3DS. Trying to think what other devices.
I know the Steam Deck can. And like I only care about Sun and Moon because I've never played those and I want to check them out. Most of the like ROM hack stuff, I feel like most of the ROM hack things that I've seen are based on like Fire Red era.
Yeah, the Fire Red is
kind of
like the stock
favorite.
standard, of the base for those, and that's literally just
I
taking,
have the emulator for that. So
and that's just taking everyone uses like the same starting version of the Fire Red ROM, and you just take that ROM, put it through a patcher with another file, and it like patches it for you. And what it spits out, you just drop it in the directory where all your other ROMs are, and it pops up like its own game in the list. And that's all. Those are the only steps. I have
to figure this out.
Yeah,
some of the shit looks so cool. There's some ROM hack of like Fire Red, but it's the total decks through Sword and Shield.
Yeah,
so it's like has literally
sprite work.
All Pokemon are available. You don't have to trade to evolve. They've like redone a lot of the leveling and how the HMs work. And also there's like a special version because this dude's videos, who he's doing a playthrough of it on stream, his videos pop up in my Instagram feed. And there's a setting in there where evolutions are random. So like you catch a Bidoof, and then when he evolves, it can evolve into literally any Pokemon. Mm-hmm. And if it evolves into a Pokemon that can evolve, you can evolve it again. And it's totally random. And so that's just like, he caught like a reboot, and he evolved into fucking Rayquaza. Like, it's insane. And that just sounds like such a fun, cool way to experience those games.
So there's a program called Universal Pokemon Randomizer. I use it all the time.
Okay.
Especially when
that might be
Pokemon.
What it is.
Especially when I stream Pokemon, there's so much customization. You just load up the base Fire Red ROM. You can change the base stats. You can change the types of Pokemon. You can change evolutions to be random. You can change. You could keep it fully vanilla, but this just allows you to make quality of life tweaks. So you can change impossible evolutions so that you can actually evolve them without trading. You can change the starters. You can have the starters be random. Like you can. Pretty much every facet you can modify with this software. It's great. I use it all the time. So yeah, if you can get that up and running, I'm happy to walk you through it because it's very easy to build your own Pokemon ROMs that way.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to spend some time because I'm getting the itch big time now that I finished Z to A.
Yeah,
we're right at the end of Sword and Shield. I will play Violet with the kids because they want to play it and see a lot of the new Pokemon that are in it. My wife actually introduced the kids to Pokemon Go literally yesterday. And I was like, babe, why? I don't want to play Pokemon Go. So she's been doing it. Like they went out today and the kids got to catch it. They caught an Alolan Geodude. And I think my son caught a Galarian Meowth just like out walking around in the neighborhood. And that's adorable and super fun. I don't want to do that. And also selfishly, I don't want her to steal my Pokemon time with my kids because that's my thing. So I need more Pokemon games to bring them back to me,
Another ROM hack you would really enjoy, Shay, is Mario Mon, which is a total overhaul, but it's like a Mario RPG. where you're catching, quote unquote, catching the various enemies in Mario and training them up. They learn abilities, they're type matching, and it has a whole story. That
the starters are a piranha plant, a bomb, and I think a Goomba.
Yeah, that sounds right.
That sounds amazing.
It is.
Yeah.
It's like one of the best ROM hacks out there. It has like a couple weird difficulty spikes, but beyond those, it's like really, really, really well done.
So, Kyle, I know you already got my Christmas gift. Awesome. But if you want to return it, I can just ship you my Steam Deck, and you can get all of this set up and ship it back to me. That would be the best Christmas gift.
No, I think he's shaking his head, Shay, because he's saying, I don't need to return your gift. You can just send me that and I'll do it. Because
you'll just do it out of the kindness of your heart.
Yeah, like
brotherly love.
Bring it with you when you visit for Christmas, and then I can work on it.
Yeah, we'll see.
I won't be able to do it while you're here, but I'll I could do it like on my own time. But yeah, I thought you were going to say, go ahead and get me one of those Ambernick SPs with it loaded up.
No, I'm not crazy. I know you don't love me that much.
I don't know. That's a pretty good idea. They're not that expensive.
The clamshell. I thought you were talking about Cody's thing.
No, not the Ein Thor.
I don't love you that much.
Yeah,
no.
like, and the
I'm
DS
buy
thing,
one.
like,
It's
that's
gonna be
very
for me.
cool. I don't need that. Like, I don't need another, because I can do it all on Steam Deck, and that's one of the reasons I bought the Steam Deck, is to emulate stuff. So I don't need another fucking device to have to worry about and like remember how to, I've got one micro SD card. I don't want to have to worry about any other stuff.
That's fair.
I don't even remember how big I bought, like what I bought. Now I'm worried that there's not going to be enough space on it with all this stuff. All right. I feel like that was way more than a quick random bullshit block. That was like an extensive random bullshit block, but that's okay. This is the kind of content no one else is going to give you.
That's
listeners. Right. Who else is talking about the unreleased Resident Evil Game Boy Color game and a ROM hack Pokemon OLED device from China?
I think you would be surprised.
You're probably right. This is coming from someone that knows nothing about any of that. So yes, I'm sure there's a much larger community than I would know about. Okay. What are we doing now? Game Awards.
Game Awards.
Yeah, so Game Awards is in
happening.
What? It's like
days?
next week, right? When it comes out? 10 days? So, we talked about it, like, we're not going to predict every category. That's too much stuff. We also like, hey, do we want to predict what stuff's going to be announced? I just feel like, I don't know. Are there really rumors right now? Like, it's impossible to guess that kind of stuff.
There's that giant statue in the desert that Jeff Keighley tweeted.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably
Cody,
a Diablo
that
expansion.
picture. Yeah.
So
I guess
Schreier came out and said that is not Diablo, but he's not willing to say what it is.
Well, of course he's not willing to say what it is.
Well, he would. If anyone would just say what it is, he would say what it is. But
that's fair.
And then on someone's stream, Barlog was in the chat and said it's not God of War. So
yeah, it doesn't. It did
so
not.
It probably
give God
is
of War
some
vibes
fucking Chinese mobile game.
Yeah,
that is going to disappoint a lot of people.
I don't know, like unless it's like
another Elden Ring expansion.
I was just gonna say it's the Black Myth, but they already announced the next one of those. Like, unless it was something like it's not going to be a new. What's that studio that makes like Honkai Star Rail and you know what I'm saying, talking about whatever, like all those gacha games. Like, it's not gonna be one of those because that doesn't fit their aesthetic. The like dark gothic demon shit. So if it was gonna be, it's gonna be some sort of Dark Souls.
Lords of the Fallen 2.
The Lords of the Fallen.
Lords of
2.
The Fallen, the 2.
Yeah, there you go.
The 2 Lords of the Fallen. There it is. We found it.
I.
Yes.
Not 2. I.
Right.
But yeah, I think when it comes to Game of the Year at Game Awards, that's sort of like the big one that we can make maybe a prediction about. Not what we think should win, but what do we think will win. Do either of you have this? Okay, I have it pulled up because I didn't remember. Even though I guessed all of the nominees exactly right.
You did. You
go
nailed
check
it,
out Party Select on Blue Sky and or Threads. I made a little post about it. I got like 9 likes, no big deal. Social media magnate over
you
here.
Sniped it, bro.
I should have gotten way more love on that because come on, bro.
Well,
It's 6 for 6.
here's my point. Who's gonna see that? If people saw it, I bet you get a lot of engagement.
Right. But I'm not gonna post on fucking Twitter. I'm not a douchebag.
Right. Yeah. I'm just saying nobody follows us, so why would anybody see it?
But we should be gaining followers because of our awesome content.
Oh.
I should have made a YouTube short about it. It's all right. The 6 nominees are Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 On the Beach, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hades 2, Hollow Knight Silk Song, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
I just want to say before we put our guesses in, I'm shocked to not see Yote, or I'm also surprised Split Fiction's not on there, honestly.
I am not surprised by Split Fiction. I think early in the year it would have totally made sense. It's a great game. The writing is embarrassing in that game. It is so unbelievably bad.
Yeah, but
there are there are too many other games for it to be on there.
I don't think it's much worse than It Takes Two and that one.
It totally is, in my opinion.
But very different years.
Maybe. Yeah.
Like this year has been insane.
Insane. I mean, the three of us were not as hot and bothered about Donkey Kong Bonanza. I'm not surprised that it was nominated. It was Nintendo's best game. Nintendo always gets a game nominated. They want to have 5-6 nominees. So like I think Bonanza should not have been on there and Yote should have, but that's the only thinking about gamer culture, because obviously these wouldn't be my top 6, but thinking about all of people, what they would say, that's the only flip-flop that I think should have been made. Otherwise, I feel like this is the list. This is the 6. Because, like, blueprints, people were obsessed about, but, like, what are you going to cut from this to put blueprints on there? That's more what I mean.
Yeah,
sure.
So, yeah, from that 6, what do you guys think is taking it home?
I think it's Claire Obscure. I think Claire Obscure is going to sweep.
Yes.
Almost every category it's in.
As do I.
If it's not Claire Obscure, it's Silk Song. But I also...
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, it's going to be
I feel
Claire
like
Obscure.
people were not that like they didn't like Silk Song, but people have been a little up and down on it just because of the difficulty shit.
Right.
Like people aren't loving it as much as maybe they wanted to. It's not hitting the hype, because I feel the same way about Hades too.
I was about to say, I think
people
Hades
love
has
that
the
game,
same problem.
But it's not. People aren't as
not new and
excited
exciting
about it as they were going to be.
Yeah.
To me, if it's not Claire Obscure, then it's Kingdom Come. That would be my backup.
It won't
That's
be
what I voted
it won't
for
be Kingdom
personally.
Come because the director of that studio is a real chudhead, and there's a lot of negative press about that. So I think that's. I am surprised. I think Kingdom Come deserves it. It's an incredible fucking video game. I am surprised it's on there because
I am not at all surprised.
Some of the problems.
I think plenty of people in the games journalism space have commented about that and made their opinions known about that. I believe that the chuds are way more likely to hold something against a game than actual journalists are. And journalists are not going to take the opinion of a dude who's shitty and hold that against an entire game made by a studio of hundreds of people.
Right.
I envisioned no universe where that wouldn't have been nominated because of that dude. I could absolutely see the opposite be true, right? Like, if there was a very woke game, I could see the internet fools reacting that way and not saying, oh, it shouldn't be nominated because of this person. Much like Yote. It wasn't as big of a commentary as I maybe expected there to be, but the person who played Atsu, I believe, is that person non-binary or maybe is gay? There's something about that person that a lot of fucking idiots didn't like. And so that was the commentary about that. Like, I feel like the more progressive people are smarter and therefore don't hold that kind of thing against hundreds of people when it's one piece of shit. But yeah,
Okay.
that would be my backup pick. And that is the game I personally voted for. Because I'm mad at myself for not playing more of it. That's the real reason.
Yeah. Some guilt.
But yeah, I agree. I agree with you, Cody. I think Claire Obscure is gonna sweep.
I think it's going to win a
everything.
lot. Yep.
And I get it.
I also
It's
get
not-
it.
It was not my thing, despite wanting it to be. But I don't blame anyone that loves it.
I so desperately wanted it to be new Final Fantasy X, and it just is not.
I agree. But that's okay.
And
Not everything has to be made exactly the way we want it.
the only part about
It's
that,
disappointing. But
I'm not going to say the only part. The part about that frustrates me the most long term is that the people who do really like Expedition 33 think it is the new Final Fantasy X. And I'm over here like
it's their Final Fantasy X.
right. And I'm over here like it's not though. It's not that.
oh no, I don't think anybody's making. I have not seen anybody saying it's the new Final Fantasy X. What I see people is saying like, this is what I want a turn-based JRPG to be.
Yes.
Like, don't go make a new Final Fantasy X. Make this instead. That's what I have seen, which is very depressing.
That's
for me
far more
personally.
upsetting.
Yes. Like, it's exactly like the director of Final Fantasy 16, with him being like, yeah, dude, like, this is what we're doing now. And, like, that's soul-crushing to hear that. I don't blame him.
It also sounds
But
like
it's
that might not
soul-crushing
be
to hear
true.
it.
Because 16, I don't think did all that well.
Fair. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
My wife, when I played Claire Obscure, thought she might want to play that herself and experience the story. So she kept away from me while I was playing it to avoid spoilers and whatnot. But she just never gotten around to it. And plus, I didn't think that she would enjoy the combat gameplay. So just the other day, we sat down and we loaded up a YouTube video of the story and plot. And by God, we were both crying by the end of it. It is such a good story.
Did you watch the Lady Allure video I sent?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
She's so good.
It's so good. The game is so goddamn good. And
Story's great.
you know, I was gonna say, after playing GOTY, I was very, very, very impressed by GOTY to the point where I really thought that might contend for my number one. But I realized in watching that lore video, just because it's been a long time since I've experienced Claire Obscure, that game's it for me. That game's it. It is it. So
The recency bias is definitely a thing.
Yeah.
big time.
But yeah, GOTY is awesome. I'm not shocked that it didn't, like I said, I'm not shocked it didn't make the top 6. It is a huge bummer because, like, Helldivers 2 deserved to be nominated last year, given how it was nominated everywhere else. And it wasn't, and that was my game of the year. And so to see GOTY, which is nominated in a bunch of other categories, just not make it, and that's my game of the year, that's, like, annoying, but also I'm glad the Game Awards exists. I'm glad, like, the Joystick Awards exist. I'm glad that these people that make the art that I love get recognition. I don't care about the actual awards.
Right.
Like the Oscars. Like, I don't care about what this group of people say is the best game of the year. Like, that doesn't affect
the
me at all.
Oscars.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't impact how I feel about games. It's great to see these people get recognized. But it is like oh man, like, I want my favorite thing to be up there.
Yeah.
Even
I want to feel validated too.
Validated, yeah. Okay. Everybody watch the Game Awards, or don't. Watch a recap if you don't care.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch it just for fun. I don't think I watched it live last year, so I'm going to watch it this time. Fuck it, you know? I'm sure in our January pod, we'll have some announcements and stuff to talk about that'll be worthwhile. But until then, with what we know as of today, we wanted to talk about games that we are anticipating in 2026. I feel like the list of games we know about is not very large.
So before
guys
we
feel
get
that
into
way?
this,
It's not true.
I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I know
I
a
have
lot
about
of games.
9 on my list.
I have
That have
1, 2,
definitive
3,
release
4,
dates?
5, 6.
No,
No,
that are
That's
that
what I'm
are-
talking
that
about.
are targeting 2026.
Oh, Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm just.
I mean
targeting
like
20.
games that are announced and have a date. That's what I mean.
Sure. No, there's very little, but
Yeah.
I have 5
games
of
I
those.
expect to release in 2026. So before we just sort of go through our list, let's all say our number one, like our most anticipated. for
Oh, I don't even
26.
know that I have a good
Oh
answer
yeah,
for
I got
that.
it. I got it.
That I'm like
Yeah,
confident is actually going to come out.
Well,
You expect.
confident. I mean, yeah, that you expect to come out.
Okay, because I'm looking at this list and I'm like, a lot of the games that I would say, there's no way they're coming out next year. Okay, yeah, I've got mine.
All right.
Oh, I thought you meant we were all going to do it like
Also at the same time.
I was like,
Oh,
what's
yeah.
the countdown? Mine's Marvel's Wolverine is probably my number one.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's coming out next year.
Yeah, I don't know.
They doubled down on that because when the GTA 6
That's
moved to November, people wondered if Wolverine was going to move because of that, and he was like, "No, we are." I mean, obviously, you're going to say that now, and if you push it later,
That's
you
still
push it later,
encouraging
but,
to hear, though.
But yeah, he was like, "No, we're coming out at this time."
And until it's 2 months ahead of a game releasing, I assume it's going to get delayed.
Yeah, that's fair. How about you, Kyle?
Resident Evil Requiem. That's set for February 27th. I mean, they have not missed with any of these recent Resident Evil games. I mean, I don't like the 4 remake, but I am alone on my island there.
Right.
And even alone on my island, I can see everyone else on their party island having fun and go, I can see how you're having fun over there. It's just not my kind of fun. Yeah, Resident Evil Requiem I think is going to be really good. There is a second half of that game that they have not talked about. And I suspect it is a large semi-open Raccoon City, more action-oriented half of that game, because all they've shown is the like creeping through the hallways trying to avoid the big bad. There is definitely a much more action-oriented second half of that game somewhere, probably playing as Chris Redfield. So yeah, pumped for that. Maybe we'll see what that is at the Game Awards. They might have a thing there to show off what that second half is.
So I really have 2 because I don't think the first, like, I don't think they've given it a time for this first one, which is Witcher 4, which is also very funny because I've never played more than like an hour of The Witcher 3.
No, you played quite a bit of it on the casuals.
Yeah, I only got to like that, like the Red Baron or whatever, the Bloody Baron or whatever. I mean, I've not gotten very far. I've certainly never.
Yeah, drop in the bucket comparatively.
Same.
And I would love to. I that's like one of the biggest games on my ultimate backlog that I want to play at some time. But man, something about Witcher 4 I'm very excited about, though. I have a sinking feeling it won't come out next year. One that I do hope comes out next year.
That would have been my answer, but I was like, there's 0% chance.
Sure.
Witcher 4 is like 2028.
Yeah.
Fuck. Light No Fire. I am hopeful that comes out next year.
Yeah.
And I'm very much looking forward to that.
I forgot about that.
That does look really cool. I feel like we haven't seen enough of it for me to feel confident that it'll come out next year.
Hey, Cody, you should pick both of those games for your Fantasy Critic.
Yeah, you think?
I think so.
Fantasy Critic's gonna be tough, dude.
You think?
We're doing that later this month in December. Yeah. We're recording our Fantasy Critic draft for 2026. And as I mentioned, like there's not a lot of things that have actual dates yet. So
what are some others on your guys' list?
I mean, I am very excited about GTA 6. I thought about
too.
Like that's close to being number one for me, mostly because like I'm committing to the zeitgeist on it. This will be the first GTA game that I'm playing when it comes out, because I have always been very anti-GTA. I eventually got over it and went back and played Vice City, San Andreas, GTA 4 like a couple of years after they each came out. And then same with GTA 5. I think I bought it like after they did the first person mode. It was like over a year after it came out. I went and played, and I never finished it, but I did really like it. And so this one, I'm like, I want to be part of the community that's all in on GTA, and so that's making me way more excited for it than I would be.
It looks, I mean, just even the little leaks that have come out of just like walking down a street, it looks fucking unreal. Yeah. It truly looks incredible. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I just like I decided not to get it because I saw like I could see where all the satire is going, where it's like, oh, the social media is this way, and like all the tech billionaire bullshit stuff, and like there's gonna be a lot of those trappings around the story, and I find a lot of that stuff to be kind of hard for me to set aside how bleak it feels. Yeah, the escapism part's not there for me, so I decided to not get it. And then all the like the recent union busting shit that Rockstar has been going through and is being not being accused of, they fucking did it allegedly. And then like there's AI art generation, like asset allegation stuff going on. And I'm just like, not with a 10-foot fucking pole, man, for me personally. So I'm not gonna. I am very excited about Mouse PI for Hire, which should have come out this year. That is now due out March 16th. That game looks awesome. Wow. Troy Baker is voicing the pro tag. They got the old Baker on the horn. That game looks incredible. I'm super excited about that. And I have a bunch of them, so you guys want to go ahead?
Yeah. First Light.
Yes, that's one of mine.
Yeah.
March 27th.
Yeah.
I put that very much in the Uncharted category. Like what I've seen from that game, it doesn't really look to be being super innovative, maybe.
Yeah.
But
it's
like,
going to be a solid
cool,
time.
Action-y throwback. Yeah, I'm excited for it in that capacity.
Yeah. Jay, anything else?
Yeah, I feel like I'm looking at my list of like in terms of big games. Saros isn't really a big game; it's like a AAA. But
Saros is on my list. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, as a spiritual sequel to Returnal, it looks dope. I loved Returnal. It was too hard for me to try to finish just because I got too frustrated. But Saros, with the speed that it adds and the shield capabilities that it adds, it feels like a little more in line with how I would want to play a bullet hell style game. And I mean that studio is awesome. They just release banger after banger. So yeah, I'm very excited about that one.
Yeah.
Pokemon Pokopia is March 5th. I'm interested. I like, because the mainline Pokemon games have not been hitting for me. I ended up enjoying quite a bit of my time with Z to A. I just didn't need to keep playing it. There's too much friction and annoyance stuff in it for me to want to keep playing. But I did still enjoy the Pokemon stuff going on in there. I really like playing Hey You Pikachu on the analog. It really reminded me that I have a lot of affinity and a lot of love for those like strange, weird side Pokemon experiences like Poke Park and Pokemon Channel and those kind of games. And like Pokopia kind of feels like it's cut from the same like inventive, weird cloth as some of those experiences in some ways. And I just want to check it out. And
it's made by the Dragon Quest Builders team, which those
are
really
very
great games.
Yeah, those are great, like Minecraft adjacent experiences. Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna have similar conversations when we do our Fantasy Critic draft, but I have Half-Life 3 on this list.
Oh, really?
I think that's coming out next year.
Oh,
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. That'll be another one I'll draft. How about that?
How about that? You're gonna have a list that looks like mine points next year.
I'll have 10 million points next year.
I'm realizing because I have my big list of 2025 games, which has a shit ton in the TBA, aka not coming out. So there actually are a lot more that don't have release dates, but that I am very excited about. What did I just add to this list? Judas,
right?
Has to come out next year. That has to be coming out next year.
Maybe. I don't no, Ken, what are you doing?
But it's there. That's not a game that they would cancel. Like, it's a 2K thing. It's like, yeah, I just don't feel like that's a game that it would get canceled. It's been so far along. I'm not convinced that it's going to be great.
Right.
But I am very excited for it because I trust Ken Levine.
I'm convinced it will have some cool ideas.
Yeah, no doubt. Yes. And there was one other one that I added here real quick. And I don't remember what it was. Oh, Clockwork Revolution in the same vein.
Right.
Oh, I
yes.
forgot about that.
Me too.
Yeah.
Super
that one's got to be coming out next year too.
Yeah,
I would guess,
for sure.
From what we've seen from it.
Yeah. I was expecting that like 2 years ago. Garbage Country is slated for Q2. That's that like kind of pulled out isometric little like you drive a little car around in like this garbage world, and you do like some you like do like delivery missions and other kinds of missions, and like you're upgrading your little junk Jeep with different things. It's like really cute. Seems like kind of an independently developed game. That's Garbage Country.
That. What's
Q2.
it called?
Garbage Country. Yeah, it has like lo-fi visuals, and there's like a little bit of like Micro Machines energy with the little car you're driving around. That looks really cute and fun.
Oh yeah.
You know, I'm still stuck on Clockwork Revolution. Didn't Xbox do like a really long, in-depth, and that just hasn't come out yet?
Correct.
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Or a date? Is there a release date?
No.
What the fuck?
Right.
It's got to come out Q1
response.
next year then. It's got to come out Q1 then.
I mean, Xbox needs to release games. Well, maybe they don't. They can just keep selling AI. Don't make games anymore. Halo Campaign Evolved, speaking of Microsoft.
Oh,
I'm pumped for that.
Good one.
Campaign Evolved doesn't have a date, but
did they give us 26?
I don't have a so I have it in confirmed 2026, but no window. So I have my games release list. I have actual dates, I have quarters, so things that are announced for certain quarters of the year, and then I just have 2026 where that's all they've given is just the year. And then I have announced but TBA, so announced with no year. And then I also have rumored category, maybe canceled dead is canceled dead. But yeah, Campaign Evolved. Mixtape got pushed out of this year. That has to be early next year for sure. But they don't have any kind of date set for that yet. That looks really good.
Will we finally get Fable?
Next year? No.
That game's canceled. That game's not coming out.
Yeah. I don't
like ever. Or next year.
I still don't think that game actually exists.
We have never seen gameplay. They showed gameplay, but we have not seen UI. We've not actually seen anyone play that game ever.
They have not developed and shown a vertical slice of that video game yet, which means it has had a bunch of different creative leads and directions, which means it's mired in development hell. And if it ever does release, it's going to feel like 6 different games that got mashed into one game, and it's not going to be very good, or it will just get canceled. Those are the two options.
Well, keeping on the Microsoft train, one that will come out and will hopefully be good is Gears E-Day.
Oh, right. Sure. I could play another Gears campaign.
Yeah. Yeah, with Marcus and crew.
Yeah, sure. Why not, man?
Why not?
Solarpunk is a survival game on like floating islands where it's a lot of like renewable energy source focused stuff, but it has a really cool customizable building mechanic where you can kind of build block by block or like large pixel chunk by large pixel chunk and make some really cool looking structures. They had a demo for like a Steam Next Fest, I think, at one point, that I really, really enjoyed. It was very good. So I'm looking forward to that actually releasing, I would assume, in early access this year.
Similarly, there's one called Tomo Endless Blue, which is it's an ARPG that's Pokemon inspired. It's sort of like a Pal World style game.
Okay.
But it's way more cutesy, voxel based looking.
Okay.
But it looks like a good one of those that I could see being in early access next year.
Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales. That is that like HD 2D graphical style RPG that's coming out. But it's a new game. It's not like a remake of an old game, but it very much has that graphical style. There was a demo available for that on Switch, I believe. They showed that at a Nintendo Direct recently. And then my last
They
one.
are doing. Go ahead.
My last one is Warhammer 40K Bolt Gun 2. Because they had that awesome demo.
Also. Yeah. I was just going to mention quickly, because I read the preview in my Game Informer from 2 months ago that I just received. A really awesome 8-page spread on the Outer Worlds 2 preview coverage, a game that I've been playing for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But they did a preview for Dragon Quest VII Remake, which also looks really cool.
Yeah.
That one's more 3D, but it looks really, really nice. So I'm excited for that too.
Is there any chance? No, that was my list. But is there any chance Intergalactic comes out next year?
No, I think they've said no.
Oh, okay.
I think initially when they first showed it, it said something about 2026, but everything recently, I believe.
I think there is a confirmed second project though, still at Naughty Dog.
Oh,
maybe not though. It really I'm not trying to go on a tangent here, but really unfortunate that all the money and time was spent on these fucking live service games, so that a lot of these first party studios just are going to skip this whole console generation because all of their projects have just been canned halfway through the console's life.
Yeah. Jim Ryan is a real sack of shit. As mad as we are, and rightfully so, as consumers who love video games, rightfully so, angry, because the moment they announced this direction, everybody was screaming at them that it was a bad idea. Imagine how angry you must be as an employee at Sony, being in all those meetings, having Jim above you going, no, this is what we're doing, man. And you're
then
just
getting laid off.
Yeah, and then getting laid off. So, sorry, former employees at Sony who had to sit in those meetings. Imagine how fucking mad you would be. Oh, man.
I do have one more to end on a positive note.
Okay.
That I have to mention. At Fate's End. New game from Thunder Lotus, the makers of Spiritfarer. This is way more action-oriented. It has an unbelievably sick art style. Everybody go look this up. I want it to smash because it looks fucking awesome. At Fate's End. That's like my indie game #1 pick.
Nice.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah, there's a lot of stuff, right?
Yeah.
My comment at the beginning was more like most of what we just said doesn't have a release date.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And therefore, most of what we just said isn't coming out in 2026.
Yeah.
But there'll be a whole host of new games that either get announced and come out or just surprised. Hey, it's out. This is
there always are.
Cool
I guess we were looking forward to Claire Obscure. I'm trying to think of big out of nowhere surprises. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Yeah.
Nobody expected to be what it was.
Right.
Silk Song, no one thought was actually going to come out. Bonanza was out of nowhere. That was a late in the year announcement. There's always big stuff and little stuff that is awesome that no one sees coming. Blueprints. Yep. So, there will be plenty of great games.
Best part about this industry is that you just never know what the next big thing is going to be. Yeah. You can never expect it. So,
always a lot of surprises. All right. Well, speaking of great games, I'm gonna pull up Fantasy Critic and chat through.
Fantasy Critic is up.
What happened this past month and where we stand?
What happened this past month?
Yeah. So
I'm doing my best, guys.
I know.
My throat
You're killing it, brother.
Losing.
Let's see. So Shay, you had counterpicked The Outer Worlds 2, which scored an 82, losing you 12 points.
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
I didn't think it was gonna come out. There's no way they're releasing 2 games in 1 year. We're gonna release 3.
Also releasing Grounded. Yeah. I had chosen Black Ops 7, which has worked to my detriment.
Yeah,
it
you
is
lost 5.
65, and I lost 5 points on it, which is never helpful. Outer Worlds 2, I had chosen, so that got me 12. And I believe that's all the updates on my end. And then Kyle, I don't think you had any changes either. Oh, I guess C to A came out.
Oh yeah.
It had an 80. I don't know if that was their last month or not.
Maybe, yeah.
Had an 80, got you 10 points. Arc Raiders got an 87, which got you 17 points.
Yeah.
I
mean, like the rest of my list just kind of didn't come out though, so it's a moot point.
Mostly. And then this month we don't have a ton of releases, but Shay, you
Just
will
2
have
left.
Skate Story come out, and I will have not Metal Gear, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond come out. And then this fantasy season will be done. I don't know that there's enough swing in the remaining games to really change anything up, but
No, we talked about this. It's possible.
Anything's
Cody
possible.
has 182 points, and I have 154 points. So that means you're ahead by what, 28? So, if Skate Story gets like a 95 and Metroid Prime 4 gets like a 70,
it's probably
it could happen.
Or
Anything
if
can happen.
the chatty NPC in Metroid Prime 4 makes it score negative points, and then Skate Story gets
Then
like
I'd
a
only
90.
need like a 92.
Yeah. Huge.
So you're telling me there's
We're talking Panthers
So
to the
you're
Super
saying
Bowl
there's a
chances right
chance.
now.
right? Hey, Panthers, they just beat the Rams. They're
Yeah,
like,
that's right. It can beat
anything can
anyone,
happen.
any given Sunday. Any given Sunday.
It's not gonna happen, but that's fine because I'm not gonna lose. And that's what really matters here. All right. What's next? Side quests.
Oh yeah.
So this is just as a quick recap of like other stuff we've been playing that we don't want to spend a bunch of time talking about because our podcast is always too long. Kyle, I know you have a bunch of stuff to shout out. I have 2 little things to shout out. I played some Ball Pit, which Kyle talked about at length in the last podcast. If you want to go check that out, I ended up playing some. I played probably half a dozen hours. Game's fucking awesome.
It's a good game.
Such a great vibe. I feel like it starts slow, or at least for me, and it was a get good problem. But I had like 3 or 4 runs where I was like, I'm not making any progress here. What's happening? And then it's just something. I got the right combination of balls where I beat the whole first thing just on a single run, and it was amazing. And then I like never got that far again.
Yeah.
I played 5 or 6 more runs.
Well, and
So it's
depending
got
on the
that roguelike
upgrades,
thing where it's
there's a lot of
it can be
skill
uneven.
depending on the upgrades you get. Like you like aim for some of the abilities, aiming like how far forward and backward you are. A lot of that stuff can make a big difference. There are micro, what's the word I'm looking for? Micro efficiencies that add up over time in a run.
Yeah.
That you can get.
Yeah. I did not, the like town building aspect, the farming stuff wasn't my favorite thing.
Sure.
Like I just didn't want to do it. I wanted to get back into the runs.
That's fair.
And I haven't gotten far enough. I think I unlocked 2 more characters maybe. So I haven't gotten far enough to see how that stuff all really integrates together the way that you talked about it, Kyle.
Yeah.
But yeah, the actual gameplay part of it really, really hit for me. And then I started and completed Herdling, which is from the studio that made Far Lone Sails and Far Changing Tides, which are 2 games that I really enjoyed. This is a far more simple game. You basically play this shepherd who is collecting these sort of like giant sheep, goat type animals I think they're called like caracorns or something like that. And you're rescuing them and basically making a herd of them and shepherding them through the wilderness back to their temple. There's like this very ethereal, tribal sort of attitude about it. And it's a great vibes, calm game. It's 4-ish, 5-ish hours. The controls are a little finicky, which is my biggest criticism, because you control your person and you use a staff to sort of guide your caracorns, but it's like reverse. It's like if you're flying a jet in a game where like down is up and left is right. So it's kind of like you're aiming this way to tell them which way to go. And it just doesn't feel awesome.
Okay.
They run into each other a lot and sort of get off track. There's a mechanic where you can hold B to like make them go really slow to try to fine tune. And eventually I got a better hang of it, but like it was a little tedious. I will say, because like they can get hurt, they can die, they can fall off a cliff. I never lost any of them, so it wasn't as hard as it felt, I guess. I got my little achievement for not losing any of my caracorns.
Nice.
But the biggest thing, they're all unique. They're different sizes, different fur patterns. You can name them when you tame them.
Sure.
And I just chose like the random names. And so they're very like the first one I got's name was like Sarthi, and I had a Prati, and like just very Middle Eastern inspired kind of names. But yeah, it's a very good vibes based Shay game with no real story. It's what you take away from it.
Yeah.
It's about getting to the journey, not all the bullshit that I am a sucker for. So that one I really highly recommend too, if you like that kind of thing. If you like Journey, sort of the sea. This has got less gameplay than those games, but it's got very similar feelings to those games.
Okay.
Cody, did you have anything you wanted to shout out?
I've just been playing Pokemon, man.
Hell yeah, brother.
Nice.
All right, Kyle, you had a bunch of simulator games.
Yeah. So a couple idle games that I checked out, and then some simulator games. So the idle games I played were Tiny Terraces, which is very similar to Rusty's Retirement and Rapuka's Idle Island, in that it's like a transparent background like game that you can overlay over other stuff that you're doing and let it kind of process in the background or / foreground. It's way more automation heavy and a lot more micromanagey in the beginning than other games like it, which was very engaging and fun. But by the time I got to the automation stage and my farm became huge, the performance tanked. Like I was getting like 20 frames a second when I was zoomed out trying to like view my whole operation. And like I could zoom in to like get 35, 40 frames, but I was like way in, and that's not really a playable perspective. So I kind of had to stop playing it like before I had gone all the way through it, just because the performance got so bad. So
that's
maybe wait on that one for some performance patches. It was pretty rough. The other idle game I played was Berserk Bits, and the bits have periods in between. It's BITS. This is like Mega Man Battle Network / Digimon. And like it's a bunch of separate small windows that you can like manipulate and move things, like drag things in between and interact with them. But it's very Mega Man in that like it's like very, I don't know, like 90s tech, like future tech looking neon colors. And like kind of the loop of it is you have a center area where all of your like little robot characters hang out, and over time, like if you feed them their favorite snack, over time they'll generate a skill, and the skill goes over into the left window into like a skill deck that your main character uses on these like auto battle auto run tracks to like get resources. And the skills, like you can either set them to auto use or manual use if you want to be more strategic about it. So like passively you're generating skills by these guys. You get to choose which guys are in the thing. And you can automate it with like, because you start out manually feeding them the things, and you can automate that process. And just like how you can kind of like manually do the skills during the runs or automate that process. And it all the systems feed into each other, where on the runs you're getting both experience and leveling up your person, and also getting materials that you can use to like upgrade the bots that give them better skills, or like buy more things that allow you to automate more of the process. And that's kind of the loop as you're progressing through this thing. There's a loose story. You get to like take on little side quest objectives where you can like re-roll the reward. So if there's a specific thing you're looking for, you can select a quest you know is going to be easy, re-roll the reward a few times, maybe get the thing you need more of, go do that and kind of target loot that way. So it gives you a few different ways to play. So and it can be totally idle. Like you can set your character to just like do a specific area over and over again and kind of farm resources in the background if you need to do that. But where the progression comes in, a lot of that is involves a lot of like manual tinkering. So it's like idle only kind of half the time. But it was cool. It had very cool aesthetic, good vibes. It was a neat game. That's Berserk Bits. Now we move on to the simulator block of escapism games. I continue to play Power Wash Simulator 2, slowly working my way through that game. It's still very fun. I don't know that I have anything new to say about it. It's more of that video game. I started and completed all of Deconstruction Simulator this month, which is like, I mean, it's exactly what it sounds like. You have a little, it wouldn't be called a deconstruction company. Demolition. Thank you. You have like a little demolition company with a warehouse, and you can go in and take on jobs. And you like take your van out to the job site, and the job is like level this house, and you can do it with a sledgehammer and like your tools and stuff. Or you can like rent a giant wrecking ball and wreck the whole house and destroy all the stuff in it. But like you could go in first and like salvage the windows and the doors and take them back to your warehouse and sell them for extra profit. Stuff like that. That's kind of the loop, is like getting better tools to do tasks faster, upgrading your warehouse to store more things, getting like bigger vehicles to transport more things per trip, stuff like that. And then you're kind of progressing through buying licenses to take on bigger and more complex jobs with better TVs and nightstands and whatever in them to sell and fulfill orders. That was a lot of fun. It was very silly, very dumb, but also a lot of fun. A game that just came out in early access is My Wife Threw Out My Card Collection, and then in parentheses, so I bought a dump to find them all. That's the title of this video game.
Great name.
Yes. It's very cartoony, obviously very silly, very fun. It's literally a pile of garbage, and piece by piece, you're picking them up, putting them into a trash can, throwing the trash bag, or putting them into a trash bag, throwing the trash bag into a trash can, getting some cash for it, finding more valuable things in that you're taking out separately and selling those, and then occasionally finding one of your lost cards, cleaning it up, and trying to complete your card folio. Unfortunately, I soft-locked myself, which apparently is happening to a lot of people, because you can fully clear out a dump and you have to buy the next dump. And I spent some money on upgrades without knowing how expensive the next dump was, and I was like just shy of being able to afford it, and there's nothing you can do. So I just soft-locked myself, and I would have to like start over. So I'm going to wait on that game until they maybe do some updates to prevent some of those problems. There were also some performance issues, like when you buy a really big dump, because I bought the first two of them. When you buy a really big dump, there's a lot of items with geometry on the screen at once. And there's definitely some performance stuff where they're like, you know, combining some of those elements together to make it less performance heavy. But when you first buy it and it's generating all that stuff, it can be pretty rough for like a minute or two, and then you start collecting it and it's fine. But that's My Wife Threw Out My Card Collection, so I bought a dump to find them all. Maybe give it a couple months and see what the update cadence is like on that one. And lastly, I have been playing Supermarket Simulator with one Cody. We've been playing this one together.
So I guess yeah. I also have been playing Super Mario.
Yeah, I this one was not on my radar. You sent me a Discord message of like, hey, we're gonna do this, and I looked on Steam and you had bought me a gift copy of it.
So what had happened was, so I've been under the weather like the last week. So I've been like laying just like glued to my couch, dying, taking medicine, not being able to breathe, taking lots of naps. But typically, I like to throw YouTube on the TV just as background noise while I sleep or whatever during a nap. And I don't even remember what video I put on, but I woke up and Game Grumps were playing Supermarket Simulator.
Okay.
I just was glued to it, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is great. This kind of chaos is what I need in my life with Kyle." So, yeah, I gifted you a copy, and we've opened the Thigh Gap.
Yes, that's the name of our store.
That's what it's called.
The Thigh Gap.
That's what it's called.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
I hate it.
Well, you're the only one because everybody comes to the Thigh Gap for their groceries.
Business is booming.
Yes.
That does not surprise me. But where did this come from? Why did you call it the Thigh
There
Gap?
was there was an NPC character that had like the most insane thigh gap. And
like no butt. It was really just like whoop.
Like between the legs.
All the way up.
Between the legs, it was like just a rectangle between the legs.
Yeah,
it was
all the way
insane
down.
looking.
So hot.
Yeah.
So that's where it came from. That's all.
She was our muse.
Yes, our digital muse. So yeah, Supermarket Simulator. You run a shop, and one of you. I mean, you can play it by yourself and do all the roles, which would be really hard. But you can also hire like, NPC help and stuff. But you determine the layout of the store, the shelves, what goes on the shelves, what you stock, what you sell, the prices of it.
What you price it at.
There are market fluctuations at the beginning of every day. Every job has its own set of systems. So if you're a stocker, you got like the storage area that you're bringing the boxes to and from. You get to like decide what shelves things go on. If you're the person running the checkout, you're either you have to handle cash or card transactions, scan all the items in, etc. The shop gets dirty throughout the day, so you got to clean it, maintain a clean shop, keep customers wanting to come
in.
We started getting delivery orders, so I'm responsible. We have a NPC that helps stock throughout the day. I run the delivery orders, so I'll get like a notification. I'll pull up a little sheet with a checklist. I go around the store. I go ahead and bag stuff up, and then I find out where they are, because this game, unlike other simulator games, it takes place on like several city blocks. And so like I can check my map and go, all right, I gotta like take left on this street or right on this street, go find this person and go hand them their groceries. And
Okay.
they pay a premium for that, which helps with some of our bottom line, because it's all about margins, the profit.
I do kind of like that this typically, like you mentioned, the simulator games are very much confined to
like just
like
the
your
location
store or your. I like that this one. It feels a little bit more like a world. We're getting a little closer to the perfect vision of simulators within simulators.
Yeah, actual people running shops, doing the jobs, competing with each other. That would be a very fun video game in my mind.
Yes. Yes.
There are like other shops that you can go to throughout the city, and like buy items at wholesale prices but like it takes time. It's like you gotta make sure your shop's in good So you got to kind of we're super low on this, and if you want to make your margins a little bit better, make a little bit more money, you can like run to another shop and buy some stuff while you're out. We unlocked a bicycle for deliveries. Kind of sucks. So I'm waiting for the scooter.
Sold that.
The scooter we could put more than one delivery order on at a time, which would actually make it useful. The bike you could only put one on, and at that point it's like, why am I not just running around with it? I'm more mobile. You can get cars, I believe, at a certain point. Like put a bunch of deliveries in there.
People try to steal some milk.
Yep.
Beat their
You
ass.
gotta beat their ass with a baseball bat if they try to steal your shit.
Just like you would do at Kroger or.
That's right.
That's right. Yep. With a baseball bat right to the back of the head. It's funny, like you hit them and then they stop. They freeze, whatever animation they're in, they freeze, and then a soundbite plays of someone going, "Ah!" And then the items just fly out of them, and then they walk away and leave.
Amazing.
Yes. So
it's a good time.
It is a good time.
I've enjoyed it.
It's very dumb.
Yeah.
These are the kinds of games I don't mind the AI slop in, because there's a lot of AI art and shit in these kinds of games.
Oh, really?
And this one for sure as well. I don't care if it's this kind of slop bullshit game. I don't want to see it coming from a big AAA studio that could afford to fucking pay real people to make shit.
Fair enough.
This game being made by, I don't know, probably some Russian team of 5 people that are cranking out games. I don't care. It's whatever. This is not high art, right? It is absolute slop. So It's fine.
But it could be high art, man.
It could be. But yeah, that's
Sounds
the
like
simulator block.
The thigh gaps are high quality.
Yes.
Or maybe not.
High quantity.
Sweet. Well, let's move on to some emails. We have 2 emails. The first is from our friend Aaron. Aaron, I owe you an apology. This email actually came in last month, and I forgot. You know, I'm not perfect. I never said that I was perfect.
Oh, you
but
aren't?
No.
Weird.
You know, I know. Yeah, no, I know it. Yes, for many people that comes as a surprise. For my wife, it certainly has as well. Email writes in, subject line, email from a top 5 listener, which makes me feel even worse that I forgot. Hey, boys.
Top 5, but he's not one.
True. This is the first email I've sent since you rebranded to Party Select. I really enjoyed the new podcast and the YouTube stuff. Welcome, Cody. I hope you're doing well. I like the different perspective you bring to the conversation. I have one suggestion and a story I would like to get to in this email. So I guess I'll jump in. I love the conversational tone of Aaron's emails. I guess I'll jump in. Like, yeah, dude, you're writing this. My first
jump on in. Come on, man.
My first suggestion is that when you're streaming bad games like Celebrity Deathmatch that are cross-generation games, I think playing the older generation version is the wrong choice. The older generation version is often very stripped down or even a different game entirely. See Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4 on PS1. Either way, great content. I disagree. I do think there's some subjectivity to this point. And
there are
factors. I appreciate your opinion, obviously. We do talk about this when we go through these games and the different console versions they're on. We oftentimes intentionally will choose the console that is supposed to be the worst.
Right.
We do that on purpose.
Like it gets like the worst Metacritic score. Yeah.
Yes.
And I think to Aaron's point, like games that are more mechanically dense, like later versions, could be worse in more interesting ways. And I think that's a totally valid argument. I will also say price is a factor because I am buying these games. I don't have to buy them, but I am a fucking freak, so I buy them. That is also a factor. So in the case of Celebrity Deathmatch, the PS1 version was a little bit cheaper, and it had a lower Metacritic score. And I didn't know. I guess I didn't take the time to educate myself on like what the different versions, how those might differ, like what would be the more entertaining one. It kind of boiled down to like game time decision, price, lower Metacritic score. Let's just go with it. I do wonder if the other Celebrity Deathmatch specifically, I think Aaron's right. We probably did a disservice to how bad those other versions are. Because there probably would have been more to look at and laugh at in those other versions.
Yes, that could be true. I do think at the end of the day, the purpose of this is to highlight and ironically celebrate the bad games for all of these different years. The minutia, like we're not trying to capture for history a capsule version of what these games were like. And if that's what we were trying to do, I think, Aaron, your point makes a ton of sense that like you would want the most comprehensive version. Yeah. But for us, like we just want to play some bad games and like have fun with it. So we're less concerned with the type of version. Like the stream that we're doing this month, I think all 3 of them we went with the Xbox version.
Just for ease, yeah.
So we don't have to worry about changing. Like, and that's the priority is to play the games and have fun doing them. And hopefully that's fun to engage with and watch. We're less concerned with the intricacies of the different versions. It's like super well heard feedback and appreciate that feedback. It is something we do talk about and consider, but that's not our like tippy top priority, I guess is the best way of saying it. Thank you for watching, as always, Aaron. Yeah. Now for the question. What other games media do you guys watch / listen to? And what did Greg Miller do to Kyle? The amount of hatred Kyle seems to have for this man is wild. And does the hate extend to the rest of Kinda Funny or just specifically Greg? I find him a little annoying, but I generally like most of the people on Kinda Funny. How have you been dealing with Giant Bomb collaborating with Kinda Funny lately?
I think I know the answer to the question of what he did, and I think it's that he exists.
All right, I'll be specific though. Here's the thing. I don't wish ill on Greg Miller. I might joke about it sometimes. I don't genuinely believe, like, you know, the dude beat cancer. That's incredible. Like, not a lot of people get to say that. I think that's amazing. And he should be proud of that. And the people who love him and care about him and whose lives that he intersects with, I think should be overjoyed about that he gets to continue to be part of their lives and continue to contribute to the game's media coverage and stuff.
There's the biggest butt coming.
Yeah. Yeah. Thigh gap level butt. He's annoying as shit. Like, he is nails on a chalkboard to me. And that just happens sometimes. Like, people are different people. And like he is always the loudest person in every room he is in. And every time he like in a large group setting, because I've seen him on a lot of stuff, because he's been on Giant Bomb stuff for a long time. Every time he's in a group setting, every time he chimes in, it's very like, okay, here's my moment for it to be about me for a second. And that, whether he intends that or not, I don't believe he's like a mean-hearted person and is like doing that intentionally, or like a vain whatever person. I think he's just loud and boisterous. Right. And his energy and my energy aren't compatible. And it's kind of what it comes down to. And I do think the rest of the Kind of Funny crew feeds off of that energy from Greg quite a bit. And that's why I don't really watch any of their content. None of them grade on me the same way. But they all, like, just the vibes are off for me with Kind of Funny in general. It's just not my vibe. Like, the way they talk to each other, like, they heighten everything.
They give off like a posh,
I don't know,
like California, LA, like,
sure, like, yeah, it feels a little inauthentic,
like an ego,
like an extra heightened
thing. We're like, yeah,
and like they're creating entertainment, right? And so some heightening.
They have some of the best production.
Yeah, their production's incredible. What I've seen of the new stuff, for sure.
And they have a large audience. Like, they're very popular.
Yeah.
I remember. I was a big fan of Greg Miller at IGN. I was a huge fan of the like P.S. I Love You podcast he did with Colin Moriarty. And then they both left IGN. Colin Moriarty turned into an alt-right Republican grifter. Say that again, Cody.
Great name for a PlayStation podcast.
P.S. I Love You. Yeah, a great name for the podcast.
Yeah.
And I followed Greg into Kind of Funny because I really liked his stuff. I was at the point where I was growing out of it a little bit, similar to what Kyle's saying, just his boisterous energy. I was kind of like, I don't want to say maturing, because I'm not saying you're immature if you like that, but I was just growing out of it. That wasn't what I was looking for anymore. And then when he started Kind of Funny, the rest of the crew is frankly what turned me off, because they were very clearly all still figuring out how to do this, how to produce a podcast, how to be hosts. And to be honest, like, I thought the rest of them were like not good at what they were doing. And so I just like fell off. And I've tried to go back, not in the last couple of years, but I did try to go back a handful of times. And found that not only did I not enjoy the other personalities still, I just happened to not enjoy Greg Miller's personality anymore. I still enjoyed him when he would drop by the Giant Bomb at Night stuff at E3. And like, I liked him in small bursts. I think he's very good for the industry. I like him as one of the spokespeople of games or games media or games fandom, because he has a great personality. It's large. And he's good as a host, and he's good on stage, and he's good at presenting stuff. So I think he's good for the industry, just like I think Jeff Keighley is good for the industry. Do I like Jeff Keighley? Do I like Greg Miller? But I think they're good for the industry, and I'm glad they have an audience.
Yeah. And like, by all accounts, you know, like, Greg Miller has been a very good friend to a lot of people in the industry. Has been very supportive of a lot of different ventures and stuff. Like, so I don't hate him as a person. Like, it's just his energy is
totally
not compatible.
I remember I was with Kyle and we were watching, I don't know, we were watching something that Greg Miller was hosting on a live stream. and there was like a Q&A session or whatever, and Kyle put in there like, Greg, why are you wearing a fucking pink shirt or something like along those lines?
No.
And he read it, or he's like, why are you?
That was
your
at an
time's
E3.
fucking, your time's fucking
That was at an
stupid or
E3.
something.
I remember this very
Yes.
specifically because, and I like made a Facebook post about this. So
Forgot
this
about
would have
that.
been back in like 2012,
funny.
maybe.
Yeah.
At an
That was
E3,
funny.
Kyle wrote a sarcastic comment, and Greg read it on air.
I was just
And they had
trolling.
some. It was Greg and Damon Hatfield, and then Aisha Tyler was like their guest, and it was the three of them. Kyle got his question read on the air, and Greg made a sarcastic reply.
Yeah.
And then they had some kind of inside joke that was happening, and I tweeted at them some reference to that, and they like retweeted it or mentioned it on the show. And I was like, dude, Kyle and I, these brothers, like we're both getting called out like as a positive on the show. Like it was like a cool moment. I remember very specifically.
It was very.
But yeah, just
I
kinda
was
grew out of Greg.
yeah. It like because I have a like a negative emotional because it's not it's not a logical response, right? Again, I don't hate this person. It's an emotional response to me not vibing with the energy he's putting out. And so when he pops up, I have a negative emotional response, and my way of like I always want to try and make something funny from that energy and not just like let it be nasty, stinky, gross, bad energy. And so it's like, okay, here's like a funny, dumb dig at Greg I can put in the chat. And then he read it, which makes it way funnier. I totally forgot about that. That's hilarious. That's so stupid.
So the first part of his question, though, Shay, what other games media do you watch and or listen to?
Yeah, I feel like we mention these occasionally on the show.
I think we also talked about on our first episode.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That sounds right.
The only podcast that I listen to with regularity is the Besties, which is the two of the McElroy brothers, formerly from Polygon, and then two of their friends. Like they had done this podcast like over a decade ago when the four of them were working at Polygon, and the McElroys has since moved on. And then I think one of the guys, Chris Plant, just recently got laid off when Polygon got acquired.
Yeah, he has his own podcast now called Post Games, which people should check out. It's very highly produced. Has really good conversations about the industry with interesting
That's cool
people in the industry.
But yeah, I'm a big fan of Besties. They basically, theirs are much shorter. They do an hour a week, and they really just focus on one game, and then they'll do some Q&A, reader questions, and honorable mentions and stuff, but it's mostly one new game every week, and I like that format.
Yeah.
I'll occasionally listen to Nextlander, which is the old Giant Bomb guys. I'll occasionally listen to Jeff Gerstmann's show, much more infrequently, because his shows are very long, and it's just him usually, so it's a lot. And every once in a while, I'll put on Giant Bomb now that it's back. I feel similar to some of the new Giant Bomb guys as Kyle does to Greg. Like Jeff Grubb, my energy that's not what I'm looking for. But I still like listening to it occasionally. And like Fire Escape. Yeah. Once, a couple of times a year, I'll throw on a random episode.
Yeah.
Min Max, same thing. But yeah, Besties is really the only gaming podcast I listen to like every week.
Yeah, all of the above for me as well. Besties, Nextlander, Min Max, Giant Bomb, obviously. Post Games, like I said, Chris Plant's thing. Trying to think if there are any other ones. I don't listen to the VGC podcast or any of their like media that they put out like that, but I visit the website every day to read the news that they post. Occasionally boot up Game Informer to read some of their stuff. I tried listening to their podcast since they brought it back, and it's just not it wasn't it for me.
It's the personalities I liked there have moved on, and a lot of them are at Min-Max now. I mean, like we've talked about, I get the Game Informer mag, which despite my dig about it being super late, I do love getting it. I love reading it. My boy Skill Up, who's like, he's my go-to gaming reviews person, even when I disagree with him. Like he really did not like Ghost of Yotei, which was like, it was a hard video for me to watch, but I respect the man's opinion. He just a couple of months ago launched a website, thisweekinvideogames.com, which is based on his weekly news show that he does. And I love that site. The layout's great. He's got a bunch of contributors who do op-eds and actually like breaking news stuff now. So that's been a really good like web-based resource that I didn't used to do a lot of. But I like VGC also. But This Week in Video Games has been sort of my new website that I track a lot of. What about you, Cody?
I really don't engage in games media like at all. I very rarely even engage in really online content very much anymore.
And yet here you are. You're the one posting the Twitter shit to our Discord to let Kyle and I know about what's happened on Twitter.
So that's where I lie and I think that's what I said in my intro video when we did that. It's I really just get my news from social media feeds, Reddit and Twitter and whatnot. Just because it's sort of impartial. It's maybe some like the most impartial news. I mean, source. It's just here's thing that exists and it's not attached to an opinion on it or anything.
Yeah.
Not from any one person, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't give a lot of credence to people's opinions on things because I don't want to be I don't want subconsciously or not to be to form my own opinion on that thing from theirs. So I just tend to avoid it all. And
I use it a lot more for like purchasing decision stuff for like things I'm borderline on. Like I love checking Open Critic and looking at aggregate scores, and I'll read reviews from that kind of like if there's like Possessors was a game I was super interested in. It got bad Open Critic scores, I was confused. So I started reading reviews and seeking that stuff out and was like, oh, with these criticisms, doesn't seem like a game that I would enjoy. But like with Ghost of Yotei, I waited to watch Skillup's review until I was done with it. For the same reason, Cody. I don't want to like subconsciously change how I might view a game before I've played it.
For sure.
Sweet. Thank you for the email, Aaron. Great feedback. Great questions.
He did also ask how I've been dealing with Giant Bomb collaborating with Kind of Funny lately, which they have done a couple things. I don't watch it. That's how I deal with it.
That's a good way to deal with it.
Just don't watch the collaborations. And I'm in the Giant Bomb Discord. That's basically my social media because I don't have any other social media accounts. And I just, some people in there like Kind of Funny. Some people don't. I talk to the people who don't about why they don't and why I don't. And then I let the people who do like Kind of Funny like it. How's that?
Fair enough. It's a good approach.
Yeah.
All right. Email from Mike. Subject line, Brock Band. What is a rock band party? You've mentioned going to rock band parties in the past, and I'm not sure what that entails. Does everyone pick a song and watch someone play it? Do they all play together and compete? What song would you like in Rock Band, and how would you make it a party? So I think this is addressing me. We were talking about it on our, I don't remember, 2004 Game of the Year, or maybe top 25 games or something. And I mentioned going to parties where people were playing Rock Band. So it was not a party about Rock Band. It's just my high school friends would go to someone's house, and one of the activities would be people are playing Rock Band. Right. Yeah, you would just take turns. Yeah. Someone hops on drums, someone sings, whatever. You just take turns picking songs, etc. So no, it was not a rock band party, but that does sound cool. Like to make that a thing. Like, hey, 10 people come over to my house. We're just going to play Rock Band.
My sister had a graduation party at my house, and the band, the house band, or what they were called the Apples.
All right.
It was Kyle, myself, and one of our mutual friends playing Rock Band. We were the house band. So that's
Did you guys get video of this?
No, but I do have a photo. Oh,
well, that's not going to do it for me. That sounds... That needs to go in a Try Not to Cringe compilation. That sounds terrible and very adorable.
Yeah, we were young.
I'm not actually like, that's hilarious.
I want to, I don't want to. I need to clarify something here. We did not think we were like a band.
Okay.
We were excited to be able to play Rock Band.
It was a joke. We were at this thing, and we were calling ourselves was.
We made a joke out of it.
This wasn't like
not
a
earnest
that the Apples got.
Right. This was not earnest.
This was your first set ever.
I need to be perfectly clear because I was in a band in high school and did sets, and boy was that terrible. It was a screamo band, and I didn't even like screamo, but I just wanted to be able to play the drums. But this, I need to be crystal clear. We did not.
But then the Apples hired you, and you were like, "Well, I got to take this chance."
Yeah, I gotta
take this
I gotta get out, man. I gotta get out.
That's
we
amazing.
did not do it in earnest.
All right. Well, the second part of the question: what song would you like in Rock Band, and how would you make it a party?
You can have any song you want with Clone Hero, bro. Any song you want.
That's how you make it a party.
Hell
So,
yeah.
which one would you pick? Like, what is
I
your
only get one
favorite
song?
song that you would want to play? That's what the question is.
On what instrument?
It's an impossible question.
Just pick a song that you like, man. It's not that crazy.
It's probably a Foo Fighters song.
My pick would be "Welcome Home" by Coheed and Cambria.
Okay.
That song gets me super hyped up.
That
It's
song
got a
is in
great
Rock Band,
guitar
though.
part.
It is.
Say that. What? Say what?
It's in Rock
It already
Band.
is.
Is it in
Rock
Guitar
Band.
Hero?
Rock Band.
Yeah, it's in Rock Band.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
And I think Rock Band won.
Well, I guess it's not a good pick.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
No, it wouldn't have been.
Yeah, I
The song
think
wasn't
so.
out.
I think so.
All right. Well, what would you guys pick?
Rock
I'll look
Band
this
Go
up.
to
has
Google.
Welcome Home in it. Rock Band 2, 3, 4, and Rock Band Blitz.
That's crazy. Well, that's a good choice.
It was
'cause it's a
available
good Rock Band
available
song.
on disc on the first Rock Band game, and then late, like for the other
That's
ones, it was
hilarious.
DLC.
That's a good choice.
That's
the first
it's
one that
funny
came to
that
my
it's
mind,
funny
so
that you
I'm
say
sticking
that
with it.
because when my friends talk to me about Rock Band, that's the joke. Is like we go play Welcome Home because it was like the fucking song, and they all know
Hell
that I
yeah,
love
dude.
Coheed.
Yeah,
So it's funny
it's
that
got
you
a
say
great the guitar at the beginning, like dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun,
It's got a great drum part.
Boom.
You
Yeah, it's good shit.
have been all I wanted.
That's my hype up song. Like when I
Yeah.
need to get hyped, that's what I put on.
Yeah.
Well, what would you guys choose?
I said a Foo Fighter song.
Just any Foo Fighter song? I feel like
I mean,
"Learn
yeah.
to Fly" was probably in Rock Band, right?
Probably.
The
certainly.
Pretender. Pretender. by
Pretenders
Foo Fighters
great.
would be a good one.
That one's already in there. I feel like there aren't many songs that aren't already in a Rock Band game.
Yeah.
Bridges Burning, I think is what it's called. I like that song.
Uh-huh.
Or Burning Bridges. I don't know.
Everlong, I'm sure, is in there.
Yeah, Everlong is for sure. Absolutely.
That one's
That
hard.
might be
That's
on
a
the
hard
Guitar
song.
Hero.
My Hero or whatever. There Goes My Hero.
Mhm.
Whatever that is. Yeah. Cody,
I don't
did you
want
say
a
one?
new song, and I don't want a new song in Rock Band. I want DJ Hero 3.
Do you really?
Yeah, I think I do.
I think this Kingdom Hearts Melodies of Memory
Yeah.
really fucked
be
you
right.
up in the head.
Yeah, you might be right. You might be right. Actually, that's my song, Simple and Clean. That's what I want.
Good one.
It's the GIF meme of the kid like with the blurry shaky cam. Like, it's your Simple and Clean face.
All right. And then Mike, go ahead.
I was gonna read the last question, but you go ahead.
Yeah. Mike ends the email with, "When are you coming to Disney?" We're going to move on to
apparently
monthly
April
game
2027.
releases.
Yeah.
Cody and I just
Yeah.
talked about doing a couples trip. Cody and his wife and Kara and I down to maybe Disney or Orlando, something spring 2027.
What's this?
What is this
What's
reaction, Shay?
Yeah.
You guys are adults. You can spend your money on whatever you want.
All right, nail polish guy. All right.
I don't know why.
Yeah,
I
we're
don't
not
know
going to stop
why
and see you anymore.
Yeah. We
childless
won't stop
people
to see you on the way down.
would go to Disney World when you, for the same amount of money, you could go to fucking Italy. You go
Okay.
to Paris.
There's not a Millennium
You're gonna
Falcon
go
in
to-
Italy, dude. I don't
Truer
know what you're
words.
talking about.
Truer words have never
That
been
should
spoken.
be the tagline for Disney World.
There ain't a Millennium Falcon in Italy,
It's
bro.
not a Millennium Falcon in Italy, bro.
That's no moon.
Can we? We need to get that on a shirt, and then you and I both wear the same shirt, Cody, while we're there.
One day when we have Party Select merch, that'll be one of our phrases.
Yeah.
But we debated on doing Disney and Universal, or maybe do some combination.
Because we want to do the Mario World.
The Super Mario World, dude.
Of course.
You can't get that in Italy.
Kyle, you and Kara have
Mamma
been
mia.
to Harry Potter World before, though, right?
Yes.
Have you been to Cody,
Before.
have you been?
Yeah.
Before.
Yeah, I know. Again, it's what we talked about. Yeah.
Yeah.
What we talked about with Kingdom Come. Like,
Right.
she fucking sucks. What a horrible piece of shit person.
Yeah.
Harry Potter's not hers anymore, man. But I also don't blame anybody that doesn't want to
Yeah.
participate.
Because she
they
does
wanna
still
give
make
them
money off it, and she uses
I
that money
totally respect that.
in bad ways.
Yes.
So I get it.
Spring 27 should be fun.
Yeah.
That's when we're going.
I hope you have a great time.
We're
Truly.
out. Kara and I are setting money aside every paycheck now, saving up for it.
It makes me really sad that like my kids will probably never go to Disney World because I can't.
Because their dad wants to take them to
spending that
Italy
money.
instead.
Yeah. Yes.
Dude, fuck you
True.
for that. Dad of the year, never.
Okay. December game releases. What's coming out in December, guys?
Alrighty. As of today, the first Marvel Cosmic Invasion came out for PC, PS5, PS4, Series 1, Switch 2, and Switch 1. This is the 8-bit beat-em-up Marvel game.
Right.
Tomorrow on the 2nd, Destiny 2 Renegades, because the last expansion was really good. Renegades comes out for PC, PS5, PS4, Xbox Series, and Xbox One.
This is the Star
And then
Wars stuff.
There ain't
right?
a Millennium
Yes.
Falcon in Destiny, bro.
Yeah, amen. Amen to that.
That is a moon.
Yeah.
That is a moon.
And that's where the
And-
wizard came from.
The
That's what
wizard.
the wizard
The wizard
on
Donald
the
Duck casting Gigaflare came from that moon. Dude,
On the
okay,
fourth-
hold on. Can we get Donald Duck in Destiny? Can Destiny just be Fortnite for other like properties?
Or can Destiny be in Kingdom Hearts 4?
Ooh, as a world?
Mm-hmm.
The Traveler is a
there-
planet.
Yeah, the Traveler. But it's not a Disney nor Square IP. That doesn't make any sense.
Star Wars is in Destiny now, so I mean,
Well,
Yeah.
it's a crossover.
There's
It's
connective
not
tissue,
literally
bro.
Star Wars.
No, I think they're doing a Star War.
I mean, this is them reaching the bottom of the barrel.
Yes.
Like, hey guys, like we got lightsabers. Come
Dude,
play.
the bottom of that barrel fell the fuck out. They are beyond. They are in the ground.
It's so sad.
Yes.
That game was it. Like Destiny was the game.
All good things
the
must end.
longer they take to make Destiny 3, the more damage they're doing to the
They
brand.
are not
Oh,
going
yes.
to make Destiny 3.
Well, they should.
I don't think
On
they
the
should.
4th, on the 4th is Elden Ring Night Reign: The Forsaken Hollows DLC for PC, PS5, PS4, Xbox Series, and Xbox One.
Also on the 4th, another slew of games. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond on Switch 1 and 2. Don't play it on Switch 1. Octopath Traveler 0 on Switch 1 and 2. Unfortunately, physically on Switch 2 it is a game key card. Don't buy that. PS4 and 5, Xbox Series consoles, and PC. Lastly, on the 4th is Routine, the game that has been resurrected from the potentially killed dead list on my spreadsheet, is coming out on PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series consoles. It's a first-person narrative horror game that looks very cool.
Are you going to play Metroid Prime 4 with the mouse controls?
Of course not.
Okay. 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 Duh. On the 8th is Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. This is coming out on PS5, so the next big Microsoft published game coming to PlayStation.
Right.
Also on the 8th, is that supposed to be the 8th, or is that actually the 9th? I think it might be the 8th. Is Skate Story coming out on Switch, PC, Mac, and PS5.
At an undetermined date? No, there should be a number there. Hold on. Let me pull up my spreadsheet instead of a Google Doc. Yeah, on the 9th is the Final Fantasy 7-8 remastered dual pack coming physically out on Switch, and then Final Fantasy 9 also getting a physical release on Switch. And those are the those are the versions that have like a bunch of the extra features, like the speed up and extra saves and etc. Those are the definitive way to play those original games. Coming physically to Switch on the 9th.
Also on the 9th is Unbeatable, as we mentioned earlier in the podcast, for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series. On the 11th, not a game release, but it is the Game Awards, so be sure to tune in on the 11th for those. Following the Game Awards on the 12th, Terminator 2D No Fate. This just keeps getting pushed out.
Yeah.
Pushed out. So who knows if it'll actually release on the 12th.
It seems cool. They want too much money for it.
It's kind of expensive, for what it is, for sure. And then lastly, second to last, I guess, we have here, I think this should be Kyle's game, but he refused to speak its name. Avatar Frontiers of Pandora From the Ashes DLC. This is for PC, PS5, and the Xbox Series. This is the highly awaited, coveted follow-up to the Avatar Frontiers of Pandora campaign. That's adding a new perspective, I believe. Third person. Very exciting.
Yes.
That's coming on the
9th.
It's coming on the 19th.
With the movie,
comes out concurrently the same day as the new, very exciting movie.
Oh, I didn't realize the new movie was coming out that day.
Cross promotion, bro.
Wow. Can't miss. And then the last game on here, we don't have a date for yet, which either means it won't come out this year or will shadow drop with Game Awards or something, is Mina the Hollower. It was originally going to come out around Silksong o'clock and pushed it because of that, but didn't give a date. So they said December, but it is entirely possible this comes out next year. So no date on Mina yet, but maybe.
That would be a bummer if it doesn't come out, but also for the sake of my last month backlog of trying to play stuff, I would be okay if they waited until January. But Cody, I know you're looking forward to that one. For Game Select for December, we're not doing a Game Select.
There ain't one.
This is crunch time for Game of the Year, trying to play as much stuff as we can. There are things that we're going to play. Like, I know you guys are checking out Metroid Prime. I'm definitely playing Skate Story. Octopath Traveler looks sick. There's stuff here that we want to play for sure, but we wanted to leave it open. So our Game Select is games that came out this year. So if there are any games that you have not played that came out this year that you are trying to nail down before the end of December, write us an email. partyselectpod@gmail.com, which I should have said during the email segment.
It's on the screen. No worries.
It's on the screen. I'm not worrying. I'm not stressed about anything. Remember? I'm cool.
That's right.
But yeah, send us an email, partyselectpod@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you and hear what you are playing, or you can drop a comment in the comment section. That's where the comments go. What are we doing in December? We have a very large month.
Yeah.
With Party Select. I'm pulling up the calendar. I'm not going to do dates because stuff happens and things move around. But this week, we are doing a Worst Games of 2004 stream. Kyle, remind me of the games that we are playing. That you are playing.
Yeah. Catwoman, the video game of the titular movie on the original Xbox. Bad Boys Miami Takedown, the video game of the titular movie on the original Xbox. And lastly, Leisure Suit Larry Magna Cum Laude on the original Xbox. We're ending with Leisure
yeah,
Suit Larry because if we started with it, we might not be able to finish the stream out of sheer embarrassment.
Or nudity strikes or whatever.
No, there's no nudity until you beat the game and do some stuff.
We won't be beating it.
No.
We might be beating it.
After.
I was gonna say, oh, we were supposed to do that stream last month. We had some like Discord technical issues when we were trying to get the stream up and running. So we're gonna do it now instead, and it'll be fun. Come hang out. Aaron, I expect to see you there. And don't complain about what version we're playing. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Later this month, we are going to be doing a special 2025 Gaming Superlatives episode, which is our celebratory episode where we're just going to talk about our favorite things from our favorite games in 2025. We've got a big list of categories that'll just be like a good time celebrating games before we do like the cutthroat top 5.
Yeah.
We're also going to do a Fantasy Critic draft for 2026, which will be fun. And then, as I mentioned, we will be doing a top 5 episode where we're going to start with a big list of games that we all love and then destroy each other's dreams and things that we care about to come up with a halfway happy top 5
monstrous.
That no one is ever actually happy about.
A monstrous top 5.
Yeah.
And then like the
And then
worst
we'll be
games.
kicking off.
Yeah, worst games of 2025 will be next month. It'll be January.
Yeah, we'll have Flagship first Monday in January. We'll have Kyle streaming his Fantasy Critic loser game.
Yeah.
And more cool stuff coming in January, I'm sure. Oh, we'll do something with top 10s. Our own personal top 10s. We've talked about a few different ideas of how we want to structure that. So make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel if you've not already. Those will be video, obviously, only. I guess I should mention Worst Games stream is going to be on YouTube. We'll be streaming that, and then afterwards it'll be available as a video on the YouTube channel. The Fantasy Critic draft will be video only. We will not be publishing that to the podcast feed just because it's going to be a mess to try to follow on an audio-only format. The Game of the Year Superlatives, we'll upload that as a podcast for audio listeners. Our top 5 will upload as a podcast for our podcast listeners, so y'all still get some good stuff. But if you want to go to the YouTube channel at Party Select and watch us there,
you get all of it.
Our beautiful faces. Get all of it. Get all the content. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, get notified when we're going live, when we upload. It's going to be a big month. And we're very excited / intimidated by all of the plans that we have.
Yeah.
That's going to do it for this episode. Anything else, guys? What's your 2026 manifestations? What's your resolution?
Pay off the credit card?
That's a good one.
That'd be nice.
That's a very good resolution.
Got to make room for the Torg 2026 visit.
Oh, shit. Torg is next year.
Yeah.
Buddy, I don't know that we can go to Disney. That's all Torg money, bro. That's all Torg money.
Torg money. Let us know your what's your gaming resolution. Drop a comment, write us an email, partyselectpod.com. Maybe we'll do a little jokey segment on that in the next episode. But until then, Kyle and Cody, thank you for joining. Listeners, viewers, thank you for listening and viewing. And we will see you several times this month. Peace out.